He said, let me fucking show you something, man. He went like this, he went, bang, got the gun, put the magazine in, started cocking it back, bullets started flying out, cocking it. He did this until all the bullets flew out. He said, yo, motherfucker, when you fucking mess with a self-loading pistol, it motherfucking reloads a bullet back in the motherfucking head. When I picked up my gun, the fucking bullet in the head, I can smell this shit. This is what he said to me. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Man, I'm like, I'm 12. I'm thinking, yo, he's like, he's going, I can smell the cordite, motherfucker. I'm like, yo, he must concede my soul. He's leaving my body, you get me? Bruv, he's shooting at me like he's only at the other side of the car. Yeah, because he's shooting stupidly. He's doing some madness. Because he's never shot nobody.
Yeah, okay.
This is what I'm trying to say. He hasn't shot nobody before. Yeah, he hasn't really done anything like that. But they got guns at the end of the day. They're still dangerous.
They're dangerous, of course.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what he's doing, he's drinking like this. And you can see it in the newspaper. You get me? You'll see. He's like, I don't know what films he's watching, but he's doing some mad stuff. You get
Guys, today's podcast is in partnership with Stone & Co Solicitors, experts in serious and complex criminal matters. If you have a criminal matter that you need help with, or you've been arrested and want the best representation, contact the number below or drop them an email. All the information is on the screen below, as you can see. Stone & Co can offer specialist criminal defense services on a private basis or legal aid, so you don't pay nothing. And as a promotional offer, they're offering a case review in person or over the phone, free of charge, no obligation, no fees, and they'll take a look at your case, guys. Welcome to the Kickinupdust Media YouTube channel, guys. Today I've got a very special guest. He's come all the way down from the Midlands. I appreciate you coming, bro.
Yes, man. Respect, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
Cool, man. How you doing, man?
I'm good, you know.
Yeah, man. I saw your clip on TikTok. That's how I became aware of you.
Yeah.
The IPP got squashed.
Yeah, man.
Big news.
Come on, man, bro. That was stressful. That was being IPP and having it taken off is like the massive weight taken off my shoulders.
For the viewers who don't know what IPP is, that's even someone who's been to prison, but he's got a life license, basically. Even one of the human rights organizations, they said this IPP thing is wrong.
Bro, it's mental.
Yeah, and they're finally, hopefully, squashing it now as we speak.
Yeah, they're doing that now.
So that's when I first saw you. That's when I first became aware of you, because my friend's on IPP.
Yeah.
He's been on the podcast, Ghost.
Okay, yeah. I
Ghost,
see
the
them
hench
then.
one,
Yeah.
And there's two Ghosts. This one's from my neighborhood.
Yeah, I've seen that one. He's bad hench in it.
Yeah. So he was happy when I told him. He was gassed. He was like, bro, phone the guy, I said, I talked to him. But anyway, like, I want to go back to the beginning, you know, because obviously, like you said, you've done a long time in prison for it was a very serious crime that you got convicted for. So we want to get to what led up to that. We want to go right back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up? Where's your parents from?
So my dad's Jamaican, and my mum like English, but she was born in Wales. So my mum was Welsh.
Okay.
My dad's Jamaican, so I'm half Jamaican, half Welsh, and I was born in Wolverhampton. But when I was 8, I came to live in London. And I stayed in London till I was like 14. Then I went back to Wolverhampton.
Was your parents together while you were in London?
No, so basically my mum and dad wasn't together for more than 2 years of when I was young. So, you know, I was born into madness. My mum's taking, I was alcoholic, dad's drug addict, you get me? So my life was chaotic.
Was your dad in your life?
My dad's in my life, but not in my life. I go and see my dad and stuff, so I know who my dad is and things like that. But
at that time, I mean?
Yeah, at that time as well. Like, but it wouldn't be that, once he'd left the house, from then, I didn't really see him that much. Well, I knew who my dad was, so if I went to my nan's house or something like that, I might see my dad there. And then by the time I'd moved away to London, that was it. I'd only see my dad when I came back to Wolverhampton. I was the one that would go and look for my dad.
So when you're in, like, for example, school, primary school, secondary school, how's your behaviour? Is that affecting your behaviour at school?
I was bad. I was a naughty kid, you know, like from young, you get me? Like, I used to be disruptive, you get me? I got kicked out of primary school, so I got kicked out of, like, 2 primary schools. Because when I came to London, obviously my accent was different. So people are, like, taking the mick out of my accent, so I'm fighting them, do you know what I'm trying to say? And, like, I used to have anger issues, you get a chair and I'll throw it through the window and stuff like that, you get me, in the classroom. And teachers try to hold me in and try to put me on detention. You can't put me on detention because I'm going to do a madness to come out of it because I was unruly.
Unruly, yeah.
Yeah, because obviously my household life was a madness. And I ain't got no rules. My mum beating me and stuff like that, but that don't make it then to rules. That's just the consequence.
Yeah, because she was trying to... Thought that was the way to discipline you, basically.
Well, yeah, but I'd get beaten for all sorts of things, you know what I'm trying to say? So it wasn't really about discipline, it was more about my behaviour probably, and put also my mum's issues, taking out her issues out on me. This is why I'm bad, do you know what I'm trying to say?
How is she now with the
My mum passed away in 2021, to be fair. And me and my mum had like a...
Condolences.
Yeah, thank you, you get me? But to be fair, yeah, she's at peace now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my mum had a traumatic childhood herself. This is what I grew up and learned, you get me? So that had its impact upon me, you get me? Then my mum went through so much regret over it all. But she did great, like helping my kids and being a good grandma. And by the time she passed away, we had rebuilt our relationship. We'd rebuilt our love, you get me? I'd forgiven her and we'd got to a whole new place so that she knew I wanted to talk about these kind of things. And she gave me a blessing. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So
But that's good.
I'm lucky that I had that, man. I'm so grateful to God that I got given that chance to make her know that I seen that she was sorry and that she did try and that I did see it and that I do love her and I do forgive her and I do understand, you get me? So I feel my mum went to heaven nice. I feel like she passed away good.
And that's good that you let go of it, like,
Yeah.
because people make mistakes in life, you understand?
Yeah, like it broke me as a child, but then when I grew up and I realised, because when I go to jail, you see lots of other people in it who are traumatised as well. And then you talk to them, you hear what's going on in their life, and now you can understand, not everyone has resilience. Not everyone's able to bounce back from things that happen.
100.
I kind of liken it to this. If I went to the shop and bought a box of eggs, 6 eggs, and I come to you now and I open up the eggs and said, yo, what's that in there? You're going to say, what? Eggs more time, you get me? Yeah, I say, okay, cool. I say, do you want some egg sandwich? You might say, yeah, if you're feeling hungry because you just looked at the eggs, you get me? But if I walked out the room, come back in the room and I had the same box, yeah, but then I dropped the box like this from this height, dropped on the floor, picked it back up and opened the box of eggs, what you going to see now?
Broken eggs.
But would all the eggs be broken, do you reckon?
Maybe not.
And some eggs are going to be breaking more than the other eggs, in it.
100%,
So now if I went now to a new person and put out this box of eggs, what I've dropped, said, you want some egg sandwich? What's the eggs? They're going to look at me and say, nah, I don't want them eggs. So then what I do is I go in another room, yeah, and I take out all those shells, yeah, and I break the other eggs that didn't break. Now I make some scrambled egg, yeah, redress it, yeah, and present it back to you now. And I say, yo, do you want some eggs? And you're saying, yeah, because what I've done is I've shared the strength.
That's
Do you understand?
That's a good metaphor.
Because people are built different, and it's not because you're better. They couldn't be strong without weakness. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there has to be a balance in the world. That's how we live. You get what I'm saying? Yin v yang. So you don't look at it like, oh, you're stronger because you was able to go through more than someone. You was blessed to be able to get through more than somebody else. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, because you didn't go somewhere and find that strength. It was innately inside you, but you can share it. You understand what I'm saying? We help people.
That's actually a good kind of like an example, because even though the eggs were damaged, you could transform them into something else and keep it moving, basically.
This is the ability of, say for instance, like myself, yeah, I've been through bare things, yeah, and I was lucky enough to get through it, you get me, mentally, and I didn't kill anyone, so that means I haven't got internal regret. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And I'm able to focus and understand why I did it, and I've been able to move on, you get me, yeah? But other people get stuck. But because I've now found a way through it, I can share that experience. Instead of thinking I'm better or I can do it and I'm doing this, nah. I'm determined to help anyone I can be able to do what I've been able to do, because I feel how much it's set me free. You get me? I'm in a much better place now. And so is everyone around me. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So I must share that. That's how I come up with that analogy with the eggs. 'Cause I'm still broken, remember, but I've been able to find the strength and fix myself, do you get me? And I can just share that, because all it is a way of thinking. It's a mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what? I'll be honest with you, like, that's real, you know.
Yeah.
And you expressed it really well as well.
Yeah.
People can relate to that as well, you know. Because remember, we think trauma just comes from the aspect of the road. People have trauma for other reasons. Maybe certain relationships, whatever, boom, 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 do you understand? So it's the way you deal with that trauma. Because some people get bogged down by it, and they just don't move on, and they're stuck in their life of, just going through that same thing. But you've got to somehow figure out a way how to move on from that.
Because what I think as well, what people might do as well, like when you look at someone else who might be in through even more than you, but you haven't been through as much as them, but it's affected you differently, then you feel like you're lesser than that person because they're able to do it and you can't. People need to break out of that and understand, no, you can do it, but you can't do it the way that they've done it. You got to find a way that you can do it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Because it can be done. But each of us find our different way to use tools to help us, you know what I'm trying to say? So what might be good for me might not necessarily be good for you, but within what is, there's something that works, and that's how we have to help people, because different people learn different, you know what I'm trying to say? And that's what it's about.
So what was the first time you got in trouble with the police?
First time I got in trouble with the police, I was like 12 years old. I got arrested for possession of a knife. So basically, when I was young, I used to live in London, and I was obviously a naughty kid.
What part of London?
When I first moved here, I moved to Shoreditch, so I lived in Hoxton. Then I moved from Hoxton to Clapton. And from Clapton, I moved to Manor House, Finsbury Park. I was around them sides, went to Hackney Downs School, White Hart Lane School, them kind of things. I got kicked out of them schools, and their schools are bad schools. I get kicked out of them schools.
Yeah.
But when I was young, so basically my mum was always doing what she's doing. My mum was always AWOL, basically. I didn't really be in the house. So I would make up sometimes, don't go to school, you get what I'm trying to say, because I didn't want to, but then I'd be bored because my friends anywhere, so I'd go jump on a bus, go as far as the bus could go, but always had knives at this stage, you get me? And then I used to go into supermarkets if I had no money and stuff, and go to the butcher man and say, can I have some turkey, ham and cheese? They give it me, I said, eat it. Just eat everything in the supermarket and put it back and think, I'm blessed.
Yeah.
Then I went to walk out like I normally do because I did this bare times, you get me? Nothing never happened. I did it with my mum, did it on myself. Went to walk out, security guard tried to grab me. I was trying to throw him off and tried to throw him off. The knife dropped, you get me? So he's got the knife, he's got me, and he's dragged me along and called the police, man. And at them times, I never used to think I could get in trouble for having a knife because obviously my friends are telling me I can't get into trouble for having a knife.
It was still a crime, but not as it's more serious now.
Yeah. But obviously, I didn't know them. My friends telling me I can't even get in trouble.
Nah, you couldn't.
You get me? But obviously, I only got a caution for it. But at that time, caution didn't mean nothing to me because I don't know what it means. But I got arrested for the first time.
Why were you carrying a knife? Why?
Because basically, I was fascinated by knives. That's the only reason why I carried knives when I was a kid. You know what I'm trying to say? Because you used to have loads of them. You could go to the shops and it used to be like in just basic normal shops, didn't they?
Yeah,
These are bird knives. You could throw them into the trees. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah? So I was just fascinated by knives. You know, you could get a flick knife and lick it out like this. It just used to be fascinating. You had switchblades. You could switch them up, switch them down.
Buy it from the shop, yeah.
Yeah, you had the butterfly knives. You just come out like this. So it was all more like a fascinating thing.
Yeah. There was a shop in my around the corner from my area. You could buy knives, balaclavas.
See what I'm trying to say?
Everything in that shop.
Because them times, if you think about it, we didn't associate getting a knife to go stab anybody. Be honest, it wasn't that. You get me? It was just getting a knife. We're going to ramp with it. We're going to do some
in the
things.
park and all that.
Yeah, that's what you used to do. You got to throw knives. You could throw it and catch it in the trees and that.
That's true, right.
Man didn't roll with knives. Come on, but I'm like 43. You get me? So I'm going back to when it was, all starting to organically grow.
It was about 92, 93.
Yeah, do you know something I'm saying? So we're just throwing them, just messing with them, you get me? But then what's happening now? Man have got them on them and then people have got trauma. We don't know about trauma them days. So then suddenly, man, at a party one day and then one of your brethren just like stabbed another friend, like for the first time, like, whoa. Like, what's happened? You get me? Like, it was like, them times it was a shock, you know what I'm saying, yeah? Then obviously it becomes like that happens now because people are doing it, you know what I'm saying? It's not just become like a normal behavior. I had a knife, that's why I had a knife. It wasn't necessarily because I was threatened for myself. I just had a knife because one, I was fascinated by them, and then, just had one. You get me?
Did you manage to finish like secondary school or did you?
Nah, so basically I went to Hackney Downs and I got kicked out of Hackney Downs by the time I was year 8.
Fighting?
Nah, I wasn't fighting. I was just bad. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, so for instance, if I'm in class here and I don't want to do something, I'm just not going to do it in it. But obviously, I'm going to disrupt the whole class because that's how I used to do stuff. Yeah. So then what happened? What it was, they tried to put me on detention. I used to jump out of the window. So whatever you try to do on detention, either way out. So one day they tried to lock all the windows. And they planned it, you know what I'm saying? So, like, when it comes to the end, I didn't really know I was on a detention because no one had dropped, but they tried to drop it, like, when I'm coming out at the end, I'm the last person to come out. And then they just tried to shut the door and keep me in there, do you get me? And I tried to bounce past him. He kind of, like, pushed me past like this, and at that time, I felt vulnerable. I felt like, like, it's not my mom, you get me? Like, you can't be doing that, you get me? And that was it, man. I just went on a mad one, dashed him on the floor, got the chairs, and I broke every window out the thing. I said, till you open the door, every window is coming out. Yeah. And obviously they opened the door and let me out there. They expelled me from there.
So what happened once you got expelled?
Yeah, got expelled from there. Then I went to White Hart Lane school because we kind of moved as well. So I went to White Hart Lane. Yeah. And again, I used to just get into bare trouble there. I can't remember if I got expelled from there. I got suspended.
So no GCSEs, nothing?
Nah. So when I left Wolverhampton, I left London when I was 14, come back to Wolverhampton, and I went to a secondary school there, and I lasted about 3 months, if that.
And then every time you get kicked out, getting beat up as well at home?
Nah, not then. No. When I was young, my mum would beat me, not me really for school, to be fair. It was more stealing stuff and being rude and being like antisocial in my area. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Or sometimes just because of anything in the house, because my beatings was more to do with my mum's issues.
More than you being.
More than I'm just.
I get it.
I'm a product of the beatings.
Okay, yes.
Do you know what I'm a product of all of that stuff. That ain't why I led to that. I'm like that because of that. But it was mad though, because when I was young, my life was so chaotic that I didn't believe my mum was my mum, innit? Because I thought, she can't be my mum if she's doing what she's doing to me, innit? And I used to think my dad can't be my dad Because why would he leave me with her? You get me? So to me, as a kid, that didn't make sense.
So you
right?
got
And I
conflict
created,
in you.
yeah, I created, but I haven't heard what I found out as I grew up, yo. So as a kid, I used to think I'm an alien. I used to think, nah, they're not my people. Someone must have found me, you get me? Because I ain't like them. And when I grow up, I'm not going to be like them.
Yeah.
Now that, done something to me in it. Because now, obviously, I couldn't be an addict to anything because my parents were. I can't be weak mentally because my parents were. I can't be a bad parent because my parents are. There's things that's built into me now on what not to be like because of them. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So it grew me really into me like a better person because I knew what I didn't want from myself from all of that. You get me? And I'm lucky to have that kind of mindset around that.
Once you're obviously kicked out of school now, obviously, what does that lead to? The road?
Road, yeah, because once you get kicked out of school, you're going to chill with other people who've been kicked out of school, roughly the same kind of ages, and then we're going to do crime and going to do, like, rob stuff, you get me? Because you need money, you need things to get places. So I started to go to West End when I was young, innit? So I said jump on the tubes and be in West End. They get me stealing stuff from the Disney shop and go and sell it to people like key rings and all these kind of little kiddie stuff I'd steal, you know what I'm trying to say first. But also, I was also like stealing stuff out of cars because you find them flints and get them out the floor and they could bust the car windows. Yeah. So all of that kind of stuff I was doing, all from a young age, because I had a mad need for money because my mum, obviously, because of drugs,
spending
alcohol,
everything,
and also she's involved in prostitution, you know what I'm saying? So therefore, my mum had a lot of money. And not only that, there was other women in the house, used to come into the house that also had a lot of money. And I was a little, like, them times I used to steal money, you know what I'm saying? Because I need it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm stealing £100 from here, I'm getting £20 from this person, I'm getting 30. So I'm a child, with stupid amounts of money, you know what I'm saying? So
£100 is a lot for a kid, yeah.
in the 80s, you know what I'm saying?
That's a lot of money,
Think about that, right? So I was able to, like, I didn't know at the time what I was doing, but all my friends were older than me, and my friends were Jamaican, yardies, you get me, just come from Jamaica, 11, same as me, I met him in school, you get me, still friends till this day. But I used to give them everything in it, like, so I'd buy them also, because my mum bought me everything. I had every kind of trainers, materials, I had all the computers, I had everything, but I hated them because obviously how my mum's getting the money for them.
Of course,
and not only that, she used to give me all this stuff, and I used to feel like she gives me that because she doesn't love me. You know what I'm saying? She hits me, she left me, all these things. So you give me stuff like that. So I really didn't have a good relationship with materials, even now. You know what I'm saying? I just don't have no care for them like that. But they did. They liked the materials because they never had nothing.
Yeah, that's what happens though. One of the friends gets some money and you treat all your friends, innit? You stack because no one's got nothing.
Nothing. So I used to just give him all that and like, but that had a need for the money then, didn't it? Because remember, if I wanted to go somewhere, argument's sake, if I was gonna go to cinema or something, I don't want to go on my own. I want to go with my friends, but they haven't got no money, so I need to get the money for all of us now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
them times cinema ticket must have been like a few pounds.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, but few pounds. Them times, if you ain't got no money, you don't have no money. You ever have? You know what I'm saying?
If you're 11, 12 in the 80s and you've got £100, you're
Come
rich.
on, man, a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
You're
Like,
rich,
you get
you know?
me? Trust me.
So once you're back in Wolverhampton,
Yeah.
you're getting older, obviously, 15, 16, 17.
Yeah, so got peaked then basically.
So what did you start getting involved in?
So what happened was, back when I was here, my friends were Jamaicans, they had a sound system called Diffusion.
Okay.
So when I moved to Wolverhampton, I ended up making a crew called Diffusion, but it was because they had a sound system.
So this is like a street gang.
But them times it wasn't gangs, it was like your brethren in it. So it was a crew, but that's when the postcode thing's starting to happen now, But because I came back from London, and I was friends with different people from different areas, so our crew had people from different areas in it, and there was loads. So what happened was, there was loads of us in this crew, you get me, And obviously, as you know, when you got loads of people, you become disruptive, and you get on the bus, you beat up the bus drivers, you do all this kind of stupidness, you get me? Anyone comes on the bus, everyone getting robbed on the bus, all that kind of stuff we was doing. But then basically, I got locked up now for wounding with intent and attempted murder, along with 6 of my cousins and friends. So with like about 7, 15. Okay. So basically, we come from a club and got into a mad fight with a bunch of people, and bare people got stabbed and chopped. So we all got locked up on this charge. Okay. Then when I went to prison then, I was on remand, and then basically there was a predominant gang in my area at the time, and they just started rushing all the people that was in my crew, because basically they didn't like the growth. Okay. You get me? They didn't like it. So what they did, I was in prison, and they decided they're mashing up everyone. So they started mashing up everyone that they saw, and people wouldn't fight them back because they say, oh, some of my cousins, people, oh, it's my cousin's brother. So they didn't want it, they were scared in it. So then I had to come back because I was banned. I got out from prison.
So how long were you on remand for?
Remand for about 2 months, and I got released, and I got banned from Wolverhampton. So this is taking...
While you're on bail, basically?
Yeah, on bail. So I'm banned from Wolverhampton. So they're rushing everybody. So then one of them rushed my cousin one of the days. So basically that was it. I just come back on my ban. Come back to Wolverhampton and obviously mash up, man, because of that. And that sets the battles between...
You got enemies now?
Yeah, so now we've got enemies, you get me? And it was predominantly them. That was them because they're the most predominant people in my city. Yeah. They're the bosses at this age, you get me? But I'm young, I'm from London, and I don't listen to you lot's way of being because I came from London. Well, even though from Wolverhampton, but London was just different. It was much more faster, and the mentality was different. And I also was exposed to a lot up here. You know what I'm saying? A lot. You know what I'm trying to say?
London obviously is ahead of time as well.
It's ahead of time, yeah.
So now obviously you're out on bail. You get into like the beef's escalating or whatever.
Yeah.
So what happened with the case ultimately?
So basically on that case, I got off, a cousin got off and a friend got off. But the other 4 went to jail under that joint enterprise basically and got convicted because more evidence against them than there was against me.
How long did they get? A few years each?
5 years. Like
Okay, so
them
it was quite a serious assault.
It was
5 years
multiple
was
machete, not machetes, meat cleavers, kitchen knives, meat cleavers, run out the house. Unfortunately, when they came down, so we had us fight in town first, basically. Like it's a nightclub. We had a fight with a bunch of people, but I think where they lived, they had to come past where, unfortunately, one of my cousins lived. So when we was at the yard, we saw them all at the top of the road, and I think we believed they was coming for smoke because we didn't know who they were. So we've all gone running the house and gone and got bare kitchen things. So, bro.
They might just be walking past.
Yeah, that it was because in Wolverhampton the bus stopped running at a certain time, so they were
So
going.
they weren't even on.
Nah, man, they're going to where they're going to. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But this is the way you're gonna go. But paranoia in it. This is what I'm saying.
You're on the lookout.
So when I've done that, you get me.
So what these times now you're 16, 17?
15 then.
15.
Yeah.
Did you ever try to like get into the streets to make money and stuff like that?
Yeah, so after that now, so when I come out from that now, after you come out from prison, you get like a name, don't you? You know, that
exactly. Name starts ringing,
Yeah. So basically, I started selling drugs now because my dad was a drug addict anyway. So started selling drugs to my dad and to his social circle and stuff,
Weed?
Nah, crack and heroin and weed, you get me? So all of them, you know what I'm trying to say, yeah? So from 15, 16, I'm starting to sell drugs to just like my dad in his social group and stuff, but he's manipulating me a lot, isn't he? You know what I'm saying? Because he's my dad.
He wants free bits.
Yeah, he's constantly doing this to me. Oh, I'll give you this because he had like a prostitute girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So they're coming with money, and when you're young, you don't know what money is. You just suddenly see these monies and you think, yeah, they got money, and then you all these hundreds and all these monies, and then you end up being in debt with the people who I've got the food from. So my dad kept doing that to me when I was like that age. So by the time I was 16. I moved out, went to go live on my own, you get me, because the council at the time was giving us flats in our area when we were 16. But then, obviously, I live on my own, so I have to keep on selling drugs
to pay.
To live, you know what I'm saying? And what happened at that stage, because I came from London to Wolverhampton, and I was already a naughty kid. Lots of parents know my parents, so I'm like a popular person within the city, my parents and my mum. So when I've come back, every parent thinks I'm a bad kid anyway, because remember, I'm already doing all this different stuff. So then what happened was I got that flat, and even though I started selling drugs and stopped doing robberies and all that kind of thing there, my social group and friends wasn't not stopped doing that. So now it appeared to look like I'm sending them out there to go and do these things, you get me, and I'm benefiting from it because obviously, because I had more of a relationship with older people because I was so much faster.
You were like the leader of the little
you understand? So when they robbing stuff and stealing stuff, I would be able to sell it to people who were older and they wouldn't rob me, they would tell me good basically, you understand? So it would look like I'm sending them out there to do all this. No, they needed what they're doing. They need me to help them sell it. So I was doing in between that. So it looked like I was orchestrating them, but really I wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Just to touch on a point that you mentioned, and this is for people watching, because remember, people that are watching, not everyone's from outside.
Yeah.
People from normal walks of life, and you kind of said it so casually. Because we're so immune to that madness.
Yeah.
And it's so mad when you said it to me, because I'm thinking, bro, the viewers are gonna watch this. And bro, what did you just say? Like you said that you were selling crack to your own dad.
I know.
Just know what I mean?
I know. That's only got deep to me as the years have gone by. Yeah. Can you understand?
But what I mean is, like, in that environment that we come from, it's normal. I see people do that. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like that is some, like, trauma, number one, but number two, no child should have to live like that.
Nah,
you understand what I mean?
this is what
Like,
I'm
you understand?
saying.
And
Yeah,
I've seen man whose dad smoked crack. I was with one of my friends one time, and his dad smoked crack. And they must have some issues going on behind the scenes, some family stuff or whatever. But the dad's not around, innit?
Yeah.
And they've seen each other when I'm with my brethren, and they're about to fight. But I don't know what to do.
Like,
do I jump in? Like, what do I do? You know, that's his dad at the end of the day. Alhamdulillah, they didn't fight and they kept it moving or whatever. But like, that's mad though, you know?
Yeah.
So like, my point is sometimes, you know, I'm not saying that you can't blame us for our mistakes, but there's reasoning there. Do you understand what I mean?
There's deep stuff like.
So I just want to touch on something important. So sometimes, you know, when people go down a certain path and they end up in jail, I'm not saying it's an excuse, but it's understandable. But what I don't understand is sometimes I know people like this. I know brothers who are middle class, upper class families. Dads, you know, worth good money, own a few houses, boom, boom, boom. And the youth start selling drugs.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
I said that's something like I can't understand. As a youth just recently come out of jail the other day. He's from the east side of where we come from. The dad's like a millionaire.
Yeah.
Like, you know, maybe got like 1 or 2 million. He's got a number of properties. So his dad owned a restaurant. It was back in the day. Like, the youth's just a normal youth. Yeah. But he wanted to be a drug dealer and was there. And it's like, what? Why would you want to be a drug dealer? He becomes a drug dealer, he goes jail, comes out of jail. You know what he done? You see them Asian, man, we have them drums that you play at the weddings.
Yeah. You just pick up one of those.
So like when he came out, it's like a celebrate. Man, bro, you know how cringy when man's looking at this thing is like, yo, this is mad. Bro, like he was never meant to be outside. But you know, so but when we hear your story now, like the trauma, like man, brother, you was selling crack to your dad. Was there. That is nuts. So like I said, we understand how you ended up where you ended up.
And that's nothing. Like, there's so much going on before that. So, like, for instance, when I came to London, we said about exposure to stuff, So when I came to live in London, obviously my mum's running away from problems. That's how we've ended up going to London, innit? Because she's running away from her problems. But she's obviously caught up in a certain lifestyle, so she's meeting the same types of people when she's coming up here. And if anyone knows about Clapton, then back in them days, there used to be this pub called The Black House, on Chatsworth Road, and there was 2 brothers there, these Americans, you get me, one named Sam, one named Sydney, and everyone will tell you that Sam was certified gangster, you know, like Killer. What you see on TV, like man's got stabbed straight through his nose and a half here, got bullet straight through here, he's got shot here, shot there, he's only like 5'3" or 5'4", but he's just all rampant, so the whole area understands that this man is the man, but he's a pleasant person. You know how it goes. When man are real bad, man, they're pleasant, aren't they? Good
guys, bro.
Good guys, you say. So, like, he's treated my mum good, you get me? He's good to me, he's nice to me, but I'm in the club and I'm seeing him mash down people, doing whatever. For instance, one time I come back from school, basically came back from school one day, and then, like I said, my mum used to beat me a lot for things that I do. So my mum bought me them, remember the goose feather jackets that you got with the Raiders and all that kind of thing? It was peas, you get me? So my mum's bought me one of them. Just bought it for me, you get me? And I've come back from school and I walked past the car. When I walked past the car, I ripped a piece of the thing, so the feathers started coming out, and all I'm thinking is, nah, my mother's gonna bust my ass, you get me? But I know she's in the pub with my man in the Black House, so I thought, you know what I did? So I whacking myself in the nose, I made my nose bleed, and I ran into the pub and I says, yo, they just tried to take my jacket, you get me?
Before I continue today's podcast, guys, I want you guys to check out this company, Altitude. These guys do premium grade Shilijit, very high quality. And one very important thing I noticed with this company is the Shilijit is tested in the UK in a lab. So it's UK lab tested. They have a barcode on the back, which is very important to check and scan all the details and make sure everything's genuine. The packaging is high quality. I take the Shilijit myself, and one little touch I really like that I haven't seen before, I like this. This is a metal kind of gold color spoon. It really looks really nice quality to take your Shilijit with every day. Guys, they're giving a 10% discount if you type in the code KICKUP, capital letters, KICKUP on their website. Go check it out. All the links and the description box below. Check it out. That's a good one though.
Said, yo, did you try to take my jacket? I had to think real quick.
If you mash up a train,
I'll tell you some things I'll think quick, but that guy there, so basically, he went, what the fuck, man? Who the fuck? Come running out, bro. When he come out, we were running down the streets. So now we're running down all the different streets. Who was it, man? Because I seen some kids from my school, bro. That was like older than me. He said, these motherfuckers, man, I backed out the whap. You get me? I'm like, rah, man. I'm like 11 or 12.
He's like your stepdad, basically.
He wasn't even like that today. He's just my mom's boyfriend. He ain't even like you get me? We just know, I knew him enough, but not like, it's not been around that long. You get what I'm trying to say? These are just active guys. When I seen all that, I'm saying, no, Sam, it wasn't them. I promise it wasn't them. It wasn't them. You get me? Like, at that day, I thought, raw.
You really got a man clap for that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But he got deeper than that. That guy, man, was like basically. Yeah, so imagine that same man is just gangster. Yeah, imagine so like it's just bare madness. I come to my house one day, yeah, and like I found a gun in the house. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so obviously you get fascinated with these things. You get me? So I grabbed it and then I phoned my friend. You get me? And I told him. So we went in the garden and we shot the gun. You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm like about 12 now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I shot the gun out the back of the garden. Yeah. I shot it into the tree. You get me? And then I put it back. But remember, I don't know about all these kind of things, you know what I'm saying? Yeah? So I just put the gun back, you get me, yeah?
You just wasted his bullets.
No, but he got deep though. So I've come home from school, yeah? Remember, I'm about 12, so I come home from school now, I come from school. Hey, Gary, man, come here, man. I want to fucking talk to you, man. So I thought, right, you get me. So I got in there and I was coming there and my man's sitting on the chair and he's got the gun out, you get what I'm trying to say, yeah? And there was the whole tray of all the bullets, see what I'm trying to say, yeah? And it was a white rug and he's sitting there, yeah? And he's got the gun out, yeah? And he's got the gloves on, yeah? And he's got the gun, remember, I don't know about guns at this stage. I'm only a child, you get me, yeah? So he's got it and he's going, yo, let me show you something. You been fucking with my gun? I says, no. I haven't seen it. No, I haven't. He said, man, you been fucking with my shit. I said, I haven't, I swear. He said, let me fucking show you something, man. He went like this, he went, bam, he got the gun, put the magazine in, started cocking it back, bullets started flying out, cocking it. He did this until all the bullets flew out. He said, yo, motherfucker, when you fucking mess with a self-loading pistol, it motherfucking reloads a bullet back in the motherfucking head. When I picked up my gun, the fucking bullet in the head. I can smell this shit. This is what he said to me. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Imagine I'm like, I'm 12. I'm thinking, yo, he's like, he's going, I can smell the cord-eyed motherfucker. I'm like, yo, he must concede my soul. He's leaving my body, you get me? So he's like, man, I ain't even mad at you, man. He says, listen, man.
Just tell me.
He goes, listen, you know I do my shit, man. I do dirt. He said, if you shot this gun in the street and the street sweeper sweep up that bullet, they're going to give that into the police. The police going to forensic and they can't come back to me, man. I'm like, yo, I had to lie here. I had to say, yo, I did take it, yeah, but I took it to this forest to get me. And I told him, I can't remember how far in the forest. I said, but I was deep in the forest. I swear, I promise. This time it's out the back, you get me? But I couldn't say that, bro. I thought, man, we're going to lick my down. Didn't know what's going on.
That's nuts,
you get me? That's what I'm trying to say. But as much as it was traumatizing then, I'd forgot about it pretty quick after that because it was just another thing on top of all the other stuff. But I'm saying these things conditioned me. I'm trying to say, like,
you know what you done though? You left a bullet in the chamber. So
yeah, because I've just shot the gun. You get what I'm saying? It's obviously got one.
You pulled it back once and then it's reloaded the next one itself.
Yeah.
So see what I'm saying? Like, but it was like it's kind of you're set up to fail anyway.
Listen, man, he had this safe, yeah, right. Obviously selling drugs and weed and whatever he's doing, yeah. Bro, this is how smart he used to be when I was little, yeah. I've come in my house one day and I saw the key to the safe on there, innit? So I've grabbed the key and I ran out the yard, sprinted right to the key, took it to the shop, sprinted the key, and I cut the key. You get me? I ran back to the house, yeah, and I put back the key. So I had a key to this bloody box, you get me, yeah? But it mainly was weed and that was in there, yeah? And I had to steal the weed, because my friends was yardies, remember? I didn't smoke at them times, but I used to steal the weed to sell the weed, yeah? But he used to play card games with me. And he used to hustle me on the card games, innit? So they obviously jingling the cards, ain't they? But I'm losing all the time, yeah. But I'll just keep on stealing this weed. And then I even left Wolverhampton. When I moved back to Wolverhampton, I was taking the weed out there for about 18 months, you know. Yeah. So I left I've gone into back in Wolverhampton. I wake up supposed to go to school. Ain't going to school, man. I just jump on the train, skank the train. I'd go to London. I'd get into my mum's house, knowing my mum's not there. Go into this box, yeah, take the weed, jump back on the train, go back to Wolverhampton. Now I'm selling weed for cheap, just to get money.
So it was just chaos, isn't it?
Chaos.
Everything was
everything was
everything
chaotic.
you do is wrong, basically.
No matter what, because I don't know right. Who showed me right ever?
But you know what it is?
I know I'm doing wrong, but I gotta do these to get by.
Wrong gets results at that time.
That I couldn't have a measure. I couldn't measure against any behaviours because I know what's right and wrong. Everybody does, yeah. But what I was doing wasn't wrong. In fact, it was right because it was clever. It was smart. I'm making sure I can get what I need to get, and that's how I had to operate because I didn't know any other kind of way.
Right. And now that you're back in Wolverhampton,
Yeah.
selling drugs or whatever, 16. So
I kept getting locked up then. So basically,
between 16 and say like 20,
16 to 19, I went to jail 5 times. So from the age of 15 to 19, I went to jail 5 times. So I get out and start going trap houses now. So, you know, orders are sending me to here, there and everywhere. And I kept the yards getting raided. And then plus I got locked up for violence again. And then when I was 19, I got 6 years for Section 18. I went to a nightclub. Ended up getting into an argument with this person who was way bigger than me, though. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, I used to be small and slim them times. And I used to always carry white knives and carry weapons. So, you know, you're in the club now. You get me? This is the thing that I regret the most, to be fair, out of everything. Because he's just a normal person. But he was just way bigger than me. I just felt intimidated. I was kind of shook. You know what I'm trying to say? And obviously he just kept staring at me and then got into argument. He's pushed me away. And obviously he was beating himself, jumped up, and obviously I've ended up stabbing him. But it caused him bad injuries. And I was confused at the time because all it was a little... You know them little keyring knives? You could have the 1-inch lock knife. So, because I used to have that everywhere because you could just mask it up kind of thing. But I used to genuinely think it couldn't cause you such an injury. But if you uppercut somebody within their belly and they've been drinking and stuff, it obviously cut his aorta, his pancreas, it done better things to him. And I felt like that was like my regretful thing for that.
Lucky this was back in the day because that would have been IPP now. Or Big Bird anyway. You
got the IPP after that anyway, so it didn't really matter. I was destined to get it.
So you got 6 years.
6 years then in 2001.
What you done like that? 4, 3?
No, I got parole and
you got the parole, yeah? See, a lot of people don't understand the parole thing.
Yeah. So parole, you have to go for parole. Anything over 4 years. And then if you're halfway, you can get out.
If not, you do 2/3, isn't it?
You do 2/3, yeah. Exactly. But I got parole, because I wanted to come out and be a youth worker.
What jails was this in?
So I started off in Brinsford. I went to like Glenparva. Then went to like Ashfield, Oak Course. Then I went to Featherstone and got released from Featherstone.
How did you find jail, like the experience? Obviously been before that, but I mean, like this is proper. That was 2 months. Like, this is a proper bird now.
To be fair, jail to me, it was just another day. The reason why, because remember, I was lonely. I didn't grow up like close to family members. I didn't miss people, and I always knew I'd end up in jail because my whole family, like the males in my family, all went to jail. And I wasn't stupid. I'm living an active kind of life, so I knew jail was gonna come. So it's like when I've gone to jail, it was just another part of my life. To be fair, because luckily, I haven't never had a traumatizing experience in prison. I've had fights, I've had beef, I've had all that stuff, but not like what you see happen to some people. Some people have a whole different experience in prison, innit? And that's how you move, that is. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Sometimes when you're a people's person, you're right, you know.
You're good to go, that's what I'm saying. Because I've never really, like, I may have done what people think bad man stuff, but to me, I wasn't a bad man, I was a person who didn't want to be violated. I didn't want to be...
You didn't want to be a victim, basically.
Yeah, I didn't want to be a victim. So you may look at my behaviour as some bad man shit, but to me, I was looking at it like my whole ultimate goal here is not to be a victim. So if I have to do some mad thing right now, just to protect myself, then that's what I will do. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly what it is, man.
Because remember, warfare is psychological warfare. Any man can lick you down. Remember that. Anybody can punch you up. Anybody can just give you a swift hit, and then you might wake up late and you've been mad. You don't know what's happened. You just got swifted. But you got to make people believe if they was to do that, the consequence is too much for them to handle. Exactly. That's psychological warfare. So this is why when I did what I would do, I strategically did it like that.
You know what? It's enough of the man who act.
Yeah.
They don't know. They don't understand it.
No,
because
it's the same. Because I know anyone can let me down. Exactly, I respect risk because I'm dangerous. So therefore, I know it doesn't take a lot to be dangerous, except for the mindset.
You respect danger.
I respect danger, of course, because I've done dangerous things. I've been devious-minded when I want to do certain stuff. So I'm thinking, well, I apply that to you. I don't matter what you look like. I just apply. You can have that thinking, you know what I'm saying? You can just orchestrate him to do it. You might not be tough and strong, but you got a brethren that loves you, fam, and you ain't really too smart. You are. So I would look at these kind of things. So when I did what I would do it with knowing what the outcome would look like, what I want people to perceive from this, because I don't want to go around killing people, fam. All these man chatting rubbish, kill this. What the hell? You got to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Not many men kill people and get away with that. But if you're on road doing your dirt and selling drugs, you need people not to believe they can take your stuff off you. You don't have to prove it every 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So you have to strategically do things to set in people's mindset. I could go and take it off him. I could go do this, but it's going to come with a headache. Let me go and do something else. I'll leave that to like a desperate situation if that's the case. That's psychological warfare. Do you get me?
And when they do it, we were talking earlier off camera about like some people coming online telling stories about they knocked out 10 people.
Oh,
And
man.
I said, bro, I've been on road for how long? I've never seen a man knock out
True.
4 people, not 2 people.
People ain't going to fight you back. Of course you can knock them out.
Exactly,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You can knock, listen, if you're road, how are you going to come across road people and tell you about you knocked out 10 of them?
Exactly.
How was
Just
that? There
don't
wasn't
mean-
road people. Like, there was
just-
some people you just booked up onto.
Exactly.
It
It's
doesn't
just
make
fairy
no
tales,
sense.
isn't it? You know, like, what are you on about, bro? I have never seen that. You know what I mean? Like in my whole life, you might get a bro who's knocked out like 2 people, maybe. You know, but you hear guys knocked out 5 people, 10
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
brother, you're like Superman then, isn't it? Basically.
this is
It's
it,
not-
that's
it's
what
not,
I'm
it's not
saying.
real life, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just you know, like the fairy tales basically.
No, man.
So but your jail experience was kind of just like more like you wasn't in beefing and stuff
Nah,
like
you
that.
know, no beef, no, because basically people already knew who I was.
But you got good
basically.
character though, that's why you get over people. And
Yeah,
stuff
and
like
I'm
that.
polite.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah,
so in general, yeah, I'm polite to you.
Yeah.
I would treat you how I want you to treat me, and the reason why I do that is because remember I wasn't trying to ever be a bad man. I need to justify what I'm doing as well. So the thing is, if I speak to you correctly and I deal with you properly, yeah, and then you don't, then I'm justified. That's how I used to think before. In what I'm gonna do now, because everyone's gonna go like I'm mad right now because remember psychological warfare. So therefore, yeah, people are gonna think I've acted out of sorts, but I haven't. Because
exactly what you're doing.
I knew exactly what I was doing,
Yeah.
and you knew what you was doing when you did what you did. Yeah, so I reset power right now. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, because it's all psychological. Because physical is just once done, it's done. You get me? But it's the psychological.
It's a defense mechanism. And
Yeah, of course.
It's actually people don't understand. It's actually a defense mechanism to protect yourself.
To protect it, exactly. If you're real and you're road, you wouldn't just go and try and rob any and anyone because it doesn't make sense. That's not assessing danger. Because that boy could look like a nerd, but his cousin's not or his people's not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they don't have to be drug dealers to be gangsters. They don't have to be road to be gangsters. You could have some people that they just don't mess about.
They stand on business.
Yeah, do you know what I'm trying to say? So, yeah, that's how I was able to just assess all my stuff. You get me? I'm a thinking person.
You seem to know. You seem to have a good brain on you. You know.
Yeah. This is why I didn't get hurt.
Whatever,
Like, because I'm strategic, so I'm not going to try and go and be a bad man and come in when there's all loads of people here and you're going to shoot me and that. Like, forget all of that stuff. You get me?
You got to step like properly, innit?
Yeah. So that's what I would do. I'll run off. Yo, listen, if the situation's not looking good for me, I'm off
of there.
blood. I made sure I could run fast. Because at the end of the day, bad man and fool will stay there. You get me?
exactly.
Clever man and smart man will get off and come back and
Especially if you got nothing on you.
yeah,
you know?
and rebalance the situation. Do you know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Yeah, like, because I don't want to be the victim, because once you become a victim, it's hard to get back from that because it's real danger. Now you understand that you're just like everybody else, mate.
You know what I always say with that when people become victims? I said, you know, road is like it's like a man's got a notepad and every time you take an L, it's written down.
Yeah, man.
You know, the road. You know,
Do you remember
that?
this happened? Yeah.
That Jay-Z song, the streets is watching.
Yes.
So every time you take an L, is like written down.
yeah,
It's written
yeah,
down. So
yeah,
then
yeah.
people realize, yo, he don't respond.
No, that's right.
So now you can go take his
Take
things.
his stuff,
Just know what I mean, and
that's
that's
it.
the concept.
And that's the same way with some things on road, yeah. Certain things happen, but nothing doesn't happen. Even though two certified bad men should react, but they don't. The reason why is because they both recognize now this is a pivotal point. If we do take this too far right now, one of us has to lose, and we lose too much because we lose too much power, too much influence, yeah. So rather let this thing kind of slide its way out. That's psychological
Fade
warfare.
out, yeah.
You have to. Do you know what I'm saying? This is why. But men on road don't understand. People not on road don't understand dynamics. They don't understand politics. They don't understand survivals and stuff.
And you see,
they do stupid things, called stupid, crazy arguments, and then everybody's finished, and you look like a fool right now because you couldn't manage the outcome.
You know, there's a saying. I don't know if you've heard it. Man was writing checks that his ass couldn't cash. You know?
Yeah,
That's a saying, you
bro.
know?
That's exactly what it
Whatever.
is.
So once you said when you came out of prison you wanted to be a youth worker. What? So your mind was already
Yeah, so it's already wanted to do that because I already knew that what it was. Certain people have helped me in it. Like, so when I was naughty in school or whatever, there would be like a one teacher who might talk to me really kindly. And I felt like they saw me, they spoke to me with kindness, they tried to help me, they was compassionate.
This is 05 now you've come out.
Yeah, so I'm saying, but before I got to all them, no, 06 I came out.
06,
No,
yeah.
2004, sorry. So I went 2001, come out 2004.
Okay, yeah.
But before I got to all that, I met even people who just was nice to me. So because of that, I thought, that's what you need to do, be nice to people because it helps, because they helped me. I know they did. They don't know because I ain't seen them again. But I can remember now thinking they was the ones who showed me the world wasn't such a horrible place. 'Cause remember at home, that's the first place I learned about the world, and that was a horrible place. Then when I went out into the world, I seen other like things that might have fitted in with that because I wasn't really exposed to much good stuff. And when I seen these nice people be nice to me, I felt that And,
felt
I connected to that, so that's what I wanted to do. Really, that's what I wanted to be. But then that was in 2004, and obviously, as you know, 2004 was crazy times. Like when I'm in jail, I'm hearing all kinds of guns and robberies, and man, you were bad man, ain't bad man no more.
University, you know, you're getting links now.
And not only that, I got paranoid, didn't I? Because I'm hearing what's happening outside. People are getting shot. People who I used to think was bad man are now getting robbed by men I didn't think was anybody. But now they've got a gun. So boy, they've changed the dynamics. And I was in prison whilst it was a lot going on. So I came out very paranoid. Then when I've come out, obviously, you know, man, I've got all kinds of machines around and stuff like that. And it just ended up me getting paranoid, man, thinking, yo, like no one ain't doing to me what they've been doing to these lot. And then I ended up getting caught up into this.
So when you came out, just between 2004 and obviously when you went back
2006.
2006, like 2 years you were out.
2 years.
So back to selling drugs and
selling drugs, and now I'm active
all you
in
know,
firearms now. Yeah,
but now your mindset's changed though.
it's completely changed.
Your mindset's positive, but you're caught up. You know.
But listen, what happened? It just went straight away. I'll be honest. When I was in prison, I was positive, but I was still paranoid because what I do would be like hearing these stories, and then, you know, you're in prison, you get bored in it. You got nothing to do in it. So I'm in the mirror acting out scenarios, and I'm acting out. I think this man want to do this, and what I'll do this, I will do that. So my neighbours used to be like, "Yo, Gmo, what are you doing in there?" I'll be like, "Yo, I'm fucking up, man, innit?" Like, you know, because I'm talking scenarios. They'd be like, "What you on about?" Say, "Yo, I'm acting out scenarios, blood. So if this happens when I got on road, this is what I'm gonna do." But I think I messed myself up a bit.
Psyching yourself up.
Yeah, but I messed myself up by that because I've always been a polite person. I didn't have beef per se like that anyway. So when I came out, I didn't have arguments with people. Things are happening, like bromies are coming towards rubbish. Different things are happening, but I couldn't find my way to just get involved in it because I'm not bad mind like that.
So for example, in London, what they do, a lot of people, they go to like the surrounding little towns they call it county lines. So Birmingham is like Wolverhampton, so they go there.
Nah, Wolverhampton was a drug hub. Wolverhampton has been a drug dealing city from like the 80s because it was a hub. Like, so all the London man, Manchester man, Liverpool man, all these big men used to come to Wolverhampton. Used to have bluesies there and dances. So Wolverhampton was not so much a shooting city and violence and that. It was more drug dealing. It then went into that because obviously man are taking you bloody drugs off you now, you get me, and taking your stuff. So now violence has to come with it.
Okay.
But Wolverhampton is its own thing. It's not like people go from Wolverhampton to like Scotland or go to over there. People go from Wolverhampton.
So the situation that you ended up in, it wasn't like someone who's actually beefing you directly.
Nah, it was more like,
Well, explain what happened with that.
So what happened with that Pacific thing was we've all got involved in guns. As you know, everyone had guns them times. Everybody had them.
They weren't expensive.
It wasn't. That's what I mean. You
By the way, I've never had a gun. Just for the record.
Yeah, there was just a round. You get me? They weren't expensive then, so everybody kind of had them. Yeah. So all the beefs now starting, and you know, like when people hang around people who've got access to firearms and whatever, they act extra gas, don't they? Do you get any cause problems? Get me thinking that you're gonna come and deal with it, but again, if you don't come and deal with it, then you're weak in it, kind of thing. So basically, my cousins ended up getting into some argument with these other people who recently got their guns, and that's what kicked it off. So basically, they must have surrounded my cousin's car one day. I didn't surround it. There was at traffic lights first, and you know, you just look at each other out the window. The windows are kind of tinted, and as you're looking at each other, staring at each other. So one day, my cousins on the drive went dicks. That's what they said, dicks. But these lot must have read their lips through the windows. You get me? But at the time, I don't think they had a machine, just like these lot didn't have them. So they're thinking, I'll catch you on a rebound. And that's kind of like what happened. They must have seen my cousin again on a rebound, surrounded the car, backed out their machines. Now, obviously, say something now. I'll strip ya, you get me? Obviously, my cousin saying I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. So then this led to this argument. So basically, conversations I've had that, okay, when man see each other, it's that time.
On.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So I've phoned them first. I'm saying, no, rare. And they're basically telling me, it's on, basically, anyway. So then I was in town, in Wolverhampton city centre, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, just coming to barbers and stuff. And then, like, I parked in my car, and I got in my car, seen the boy in it, you know what I'm trying to say? As I seen him, obviously I went to go over towards him, but he wasn't ramping, he was ready, you know what I'm saying? So he's got the strap straight on me, do you know what I'm trying to say? So I was kind of like stunned, you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, but I promise you, I always said to myself, if you weren't certified, as in like, I don't know what you've done before, I will punch you, because I've seen it in film. Like, reaction is, when you get hit, you were open to defend yourself unless you're trained to do different. You know what I'm trying to say, yeah? So if I just seen this. So all of these, he did that to me. I just took 2 steps forward and I went, bam, I just banged him. Do you understand? So I banged him and gun dropped. Do you understand? So I'm trying to get that gun. Yeah, but he's trying to get the gun. So he's got it first now. He said, like this, and bam, he's clapped me into the head right in my eye. You get me? And his gun's gone off. Boom. I thought he shot me.
Oh, so when he's hit you, the gun's gone off. What was it, a revolver?
A revolver, yeah. So I thought he's flipping licked me in the head because I felt the impact.
Yeah.
I don't know what being shot feels like. You get to this, yo, bro, this is in town, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Bam. So he's done that now, yeah. So obviously I've kicked him back and I've grabbed that gun. But I grabbed the bag. He had like a bag in it, so I didn't know what was in that bag. So I grabbed that bag as well, thinking, oh, what's in there? So I grabbed that. But when I ran off, I dropped my car keys and my phone. So when I went to go and get to my car, I can't get into the car because he's got the keys. So I didn't know I had the keys yet. So I went back to get the keys. The girl said he's run off with the keys. So at this stage now, I've just thought, boom. So I ran off and put that gun down, and I come back to my car, and I phoned my friends to come for the tow truck to come and bring my car, because ain't making this man. He's gonna come and take my car now. Not only is he just flipping trying to shoot me dead, yeah, he took my car keys, and he's gonna drive my car around later on and probably try to shoot me or something. It's just embarrassment, isn't it?
Just to stop you, so how did that turn out to be where they say you tried to shoot him? How did that work out?
they just changed the narrative. This is what happened, because that, remember, this is what they did. I'll explain to you what happened now. So,
but they don't really care as long as they got you, innit?
That's what, because remember, I was number one.
Yeah, they wanted
me gone. That's all it was.
But the evidence was on you, so
listen how deep this case got. Like, so this is what happened there now. So I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. He's backed the strap on me, so I'm defending myself. If you look at it, yeah. Obviously, I've run off with the gun, so I put that down, come back to my car, and then my cousins came now because they've heard one of them had a knife on him, so I took that knife off him and I put it in my pocket, yeah. And I was phoning the tow truck man to come, but what I didn't know is that them lot are driving past us on motorbike. You know what I'm trying to say, yeah. Seeing where we are, my man's called his brethren to get more guns and come. So they've come, you get me? But what they've done, my man's on the motorbike, he's come through like this. So I'm by my car here, they're there. He's coming past here, but we didn't know this at the time. The camera shows you all this. He's come past and he goes into the car park, takes out the Russ, gives him the guns. He comes jumping out, you know what I mean? Now he's coming at me now, bam, now he's shooting at me. Bam, 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 shooting at me. But by this time, I'm actually vexed because I'm embarrassed.
So they're actually shooting at you live rounds?
Bro, he's shooting at me like he's only at the other side of the car.
He's missed.
Yeah, because he's shooting stupidly. He's doing some madness. Because he's never shot nobody.
Yeah, okay.
This is what I'm trying to say. He hasn't shot nobody before. Yeah, he hasn't really done anything like that. But they got guns at the end of the day. They're still dangerous.
Yeah, dangerous, of course.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what he's doing, he's jumping out like this. And if you can see it in the newspaper, you get me, you'll see he's like, I don't know what films he's watching, but he's doing some mad stuff. You get me? Yeah. But I think he's shook because he knows I've got his other gun.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I think he's half like making sure, like, you know, just in case, what's he going to do with that one?
Yeah. He's trying to protect himself at the same time.
At the same time. Must be, because I don't know what he's really doing, how he's actually doing what he's doing, do you get me? Yeah, but at this time, I promise you, yeah, it wasn't no bad man thing. It was simply, I was embarrassed bad, like, but it bust in my head, yeah. My eye had bust right open. There was like a hole in here, but I put the hood on my head and I pushed it into my eye. So like, you know, like the clog, I plugged the hood on my head, yeah. But so now imagine, I'm feeling like this guy's just taking the piss in it, like he's shooting at me, got my car. So I've just backed up my knife and chased him down the road, you get me, yeah. He started running, cause I could tell his gun jammed in it, or he ran out of bullets. You know, he goes back, you get what I'm trying to say. And, so bullets, so I chased him now. You don't know, but his other friend had another gun, but I can't see this at the time, yeah, because I'm just in that, like I'm fight and flight kind of mode, innit, realistically. So I ran towards him and I fly kicked him. As I fly kicked him, his gun's dropped out now, do you get me? But by this time, I'm just on a mad thing, so I ended up cutting him up, stabbing his face and his back, and my cousin licked him into the brick. But all this is on CCTV, because it's in town, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you get me? So I jumped into the car and got off. That's how I go back to jail for that, because the whole thing is there. But it's self-defense, yeah. But what it was, I'm lying. I'm not telling them the truth in it, so I'm not telling them what's happening.
That looks even worse for you.
Yeah. So what's happening is, I'm not going down the route of self-defense. I'm going down the route. It's not me there.
Yeah, because
I don't know what you're talking about.
Self-defense leads to kind of, you got to tell them what happened.
Yeah. So what
you don't want to do that.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. So what I've done is this. I'm saying, look, because my blood was on the gun in it, my DNA. So I'm saying, look, I've gone in the alleyway, because some of the witnesses on the camera saying I'm in the alleyway. Some random person, is backed out of whack, tried to run me. So all I've done is defend myself. I grabbed that gun and ran off. I don't know who the person is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it looks like. I don't know nothing. So because I'm saying all this, and then I'm not saying it's me here in the second part. You get what I'm trying?
You're done.
Do you understand? I'm saying it's not me here. You get what I'm saying? So I'll get convicted. Imagine, on camera, he's shooting at me, remember? He gets less than me. All them get less than me. I got more than everybody, bro. You get what I'm trying to say? Because
How long did they get?
They got, most of one got 5 IPP, got 10 years. I got 14, do 7 IPP. The closest one to me got a 10, do 5 IPP.
Obviously,
And
remember,
others-
you've been in prison for stabbing someone, so
Yeah, possibly,
maybe
yeah.
the violence is...
No, because I had 2 charges, to be fair. I had consecutive charges. So they gave me Section 18, wounding because I wounded the boy.
Yeah.
And also possession of firearm intent to danger life, because what they've done is saying it was my gun. That's what they said. They decided to switch it. They said, no, the gun was yours. You shot it. It malfunctioned. And the piece hit you in the head.
Yeah, because they said the gun blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it hit me. So imagine, how the hell can shrapnel hit me in the head and give me 15 stitches in my eye?
In your head, that's mad, yeah.
But you know what it was again? Because I was lying about where I went to hospital. So what happened is, when that happened to me, obviously my head was bust right open. I have to go to hospital, but I can't go to my hospital. So I've gone all the way to Bristol. When I've gone there, I've given a different name. So then again, I don't want to tell
They
the police.
found out all that out?
No, I know. They didn't know none of it. I'm doing this. I appealed against everything later on, bruv. I went to the appeal court just in 2021 again.
You know, it was a very complex, you know, from the street aspect. It's a very complex, because
man.
you can't.
I can't say, I can't do
if you
nothing.
accept you're there, then you're putting them up,
This
the
is what
option
I
to
mean,
it.
this
You
is
know,
what
there,
I'm
so you
trying to
can't.
say.
Yeah,
So I rolled
you-
myself into.
You have to hold that one, bro.
And it looks like I'm a crazy. Like, they got me
it makes
down
it look
as
worse,
some,
basically,
Yeah, they
yeah.
got me down as some madman that's not scared
Yeah.
of guns. People shoot, like they're making it like people shooting at him and he's not even ducking. No, it's nothing to do with that, bro. I'm in fight and flight, yeah. And nobody knows how to act in those scenarios. I tell you something now. If a man pulled a gun on me now, I'm going to run off. You know what I'm trying to say? And I ain't trying to look at him. I'm running for the hill. But at that time, it was just different. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's...
Like, yeah, you have to hold that one, innit?
I had no choice.
no
You know what I'm
choice.
saying? Yeah.
So they hit you with the IPP. That was obviously, that's life changing.
Life changing. Because when we didn't know what it was first, we didn't know what it was first of all. We just remember saying it's worse than life. I said, how can it be worse than life? That don't make no sense.
So everyone's going to jail. You're going to jail. The ops are going to jail.
Yeah, they're all in jail. Everyone's gone to jail at that time. Every man who thought they was bad them days has gone to jail. Like,
For that.
Yeah, because everybody like they was locking you all up. You know what I'm saying?
So what's happened now? So you've got obviously like sentenced. Where did they remind you?
So I got remanded to Blakenhurst.
Oh, Blakenhurst, okay.
Yeah. So I went to Blakenhurst. And from there, obviously, I was in there and obviously I'm still acting up in it. So obviously I'm having parties in jail, you get me, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I was the first person, me, to ever be exposed to having a phone in prison. I was in the news of the world. They put me in there for, say, you know when we had MySpace? They put the thing saying, my place, a place for fiends, instead of MySpace, a place for friends. And obviously they're having parties, bare MDMA, bare everything, you get me? And it was
you had MySpace from jail?
Yeah, MySpace, because
Okay.
like I said, that was the first time.
That was the Facebook sort of thing,
Yeah,
innit? Yeah.
but way
I
back
remember
then,
that.
you get me? Because of me is why the 2-year sentence came out for having phones in
in
prison,
jail.
because they embarrassed them.
Embarrassed them, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then they sent me to Isle of Wight there, and that's when I grew up.
Parkhurst?
basically. Yeah.
Okay.
Went to Parkhurst. This is when I grew up. So before that, I was acting up. Everyone who was in jail with me would tell you, I used to flipping just act up. I could say too much here, but I did a lot.
You know what's mad about doing, like, obviously you're from that background, I'm
Yeah.
from that background. So just little things like when you said Isle of Wight,
Yeah.
I said, okay, he must have been a B cat.
Yeah.
It's Parkhurst.
Yeah,
you know, I knew that already without even thinking about
that's
it.
what I'm saying,
But so when you're sitting with people who don't understand that,
It's
they-
like, what's it?
you know, what's Isle of Wight? But
Yeah.
I said, okay, go and jail IPP.
But when I went there, I learned a lot because basically, you know,
life was in there, innit?
Yeah, so that's when I learned, bro. I seen like guys in there that were like 22, 23. They've already been in jail for 6 years. For murders they ain't committed, just joint enterprise. I've seen so much people, in reality of what this gun life and this thing, and I started to realize, you get me, and I had a waking up there because basically I was in there and it was this guy here from I think from Brixton or something. Yeah, his name's Fleming. You get me? This geezer here was just some big guy here, but he must have had big rep. Because when we come back from gym one day, remember Parkhurst got bare wham guys.
Yeah,
You
man.
got
It's a life,
bare
isn't
wham-
it?
Yeah, and you got some dangerous people in this place.
Yeah, it used to be, I think, a dispersal. Then they moved it down to a B cat. I think.
Yeah, so imagine we've come back from the gym one day, so everyone's all gassed up from gym. We come on the gym, there's this man standing in front of the stairs, and he's got all his bags there, so he's blocking the stairway, basically, you get me, but he's standing there like this, just looking at everyone like, you know, like you know, the TV kind of mean mugging kind of thing. That's like mean mugging everyone. But I seen everyone was walking like around this guy, so I walked around him too, because he's a big guy, you get me? So I'm thinking, I'm gonna go about my business. Got to the top of the stairs, everyone said, oh, no way, man, Fleming, man, Fleming's here. They was all under pressure, they was shook. This kid's only here 18 months. He shouldn't even be here, but they said they don't keep him in his jails because he's just this guy, you get me? So anyway, you had them all proper under pressure in there, man. Like, I don't know why he used to do what he did. I don't think he was, he's like I don't think he meant to be so aggressive. I just think he couldn't help it. I think he could have had ADHD or some kind of something like that. But because he's so big and just ready to smash your face real quick, real shook. Well, I was from the Midlands, innit? All these men are from London, so you know they could find where they can get to your house. Can't go to my house, so he don't really know me like that. So he kind of weary to a degree of what it is. And one of the days it was all servery, so you know you're all out yourselves, innit? Yeah. And there's no screws around really now. You get me? Now one youth from his area, he just kept badding him up. He kept like just belittling him, innit? Like quitting the brush and pushing his way. And he just like can't move past. So what I would do is I'd just come in the way kind of thing, not like aggressively, more like like nice. I'm trying to use my kind of familiarity with him and then breezing it past, you get me? So I did that one day and say like, yo, kind of like allow him, man. I said, yo, you always got him shook, man. But I'm trying to do it in a banter type of way. Like a banter type of way, because I'm not trying to fight with this guy over it. I'm just feeling sorry for my man, do you get me? Yeah. So I did that, So then I didn't think nothing of it. I went upstairs an hour later and my man was my next door neighbour, that guy that I was trying to help. I walked past his door and his door was kind of closed. So I went and I said, yo, what's wrong? He said, yo, I can't come out. I said, yo, because Fleming just come in here and strangled me, but he just said, yo, fucking, you think G-Bo could help you? G-Bo can't save you. I'm like, why is he saying that G-Bo can't save you? I wasn't like, it wasn't even that time. He said, yo, I ain't coming out myself. So I was like, yo, these guys are mad. So then I've gone into this room here, and in Parkhurst, you got kitchens, and this was like an old used kitchen, so it wasn't being used, but you can get the hot water from in there. The room is about probably this wide, and this geezer's probably about this wide. I wasn't probably as big as this, but he's fucking about this wide, So I've come in there, and as I come in there, he's getting some hot water. So as I walk past him, he just looked at me like this, And before I knew it, he's just right in my face now, And he's like, yo, you think you're fucking sick, you do? I'll bite your fucking nose up. I mean, he's still got the water in his hand, you get me, And he's going on mad, like this close to my face. And this is the first time in my whole entire life, that I felt confronted, and I didn't react straight away. I was raw using enhanced thinking skills. You know, that program you do,
ETS.
ETS, I was using ETS. I was thinking, raw. It quickly dawned on me that, listen, he's 21 stone, regardless of me doing anything, even if I headbutt him right now, all he's going to do is run forward with me, you know what I'm saying? And there's nowhere to go. He's going to end up mounting me, you get me? Because there's no space, you know what I'm saying, bro? So I'm like, yo. He's like, I said, yo, wasn't I just downstairs in your cell playing Scrabble with you just a minute ago? Because we play Scrabble, because we're out there playing Scrabble. I'm saying, explain to me why now you're shouting in my face. But I'm saying it in a way as I'm asking you to explain to me what's going on here.
Diverting it.
So he's looking at me confused. He's going, and he said, you think that's what I fucking mean? You don't back down? I'm saying back down from what? I don't understand how we've got to here. From there, like, I'm using my tone good. You know what I'm saying?
You're politicizing it right
now. Yo,
You're
trust me. Yo, I'm using politics. I'm using all these things,
If you back down, you've tried it.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm speaking in a way, but I'm using my words right,
kind of in between the both.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm confusing him, but in a way that's not belittling him. I'm just asking him to explain what is going on because I'm confused. You know what I'm saying? Cut the story short, he's ended up storming off. You get me? Obviously, going back to myself, I felt away. I felt my ego's bruised, and I'm thinking, fuck this. I'm gonna fuck this motherfucker up. Blood, you get me? Yeah. But then I was thinking, I can't just fuck him up still. You know what I'm saying? I can't just beat him up because he's going to beat me up probably. Yeah. So I'm going to have to wet him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, fuck it on the wetting. But then I'm thinking, I got parole coming up, like I'm thinking, DCAT, this was DCAT, you get me, like open prison. I'm thinking, I got
You're
parole.
You're seeing light at the end of the tunnel.
So then I'm thinking, nah, I can't really do that, man, because if I do that, but what it is, I kept thinking about it. So when we're in the gym, and he's pushing them weights, like 180 kilos he got on there like this. I'm looking at him and I'm fixating, thinking, right, if I got that bar there, the little
dumbbell bar.
Yeah. I'm thinking, if I go lick my man in the head, where's the weight now? By the time he can't lick me back, because when you do certain things in these jails, it goes, you get moved off, it goes up, and I'm thinking, all these men don't really like him anyway. But I'm thinking, nah, because that's gonna be a charge possibly. So then he could see me and then he jumped up at me at the gym one day. You get me, why the fuck you keep on? I'm saying, yo, blood. If I'm looking that way, this is what I have to say. I'm just coming in the big gym and again, you get what I'm saying? But I can look that way if I want to. I'm saying, but it's you. I'm saying it's you. It's in your head. So, but you can see my eyes. You get what I'm saying?
Was he older than you as well?
Yeah, he was about 4 years older than me at the time. I'm about 28, 29 them times. Probably about 35. You get me? And remember the dynamics. I'm the only one from West Midlands in here as well. These are all London, man. As much as they have shook of him, they might all just switch on me. You know what I'm saying, blood? So I'm having to think about all this stuff. So then I'm thinking, am I a pussy? Is that why I'm not doing it? Am I not doing this because, I'm really scared. I had to go through these things, bro. I'm having mad dreams, bro. My dreams are fucking with
It's your
me,
ego,
bro.
man.
My ego's ripping me apart, blood. I'm telling you, yeah. Then what happened was about 3 weeks after that, I went into the laundry room, and then no one was in there, so I just put my clothes in the thing. But you got bare bags up there. So this white boy's come in there now. He's not too big. He's just a little. It was a bit nuts, but still small and thing. You get me? I could have easily beaten him up. He goes like, "Yo, what the fuck, man? You do?" So he's going on a mad one about his washing. But he thinks I've come and just basically belittling things. So, but my brain's saying, fucking mash him up. That's all my brain was saying, yeah. But then another part of my brain went, if you mash him up, you really are a pussy.
Because you didn't say that to the other guy.
Because why ain't I done that to the other guy? Do you get me?
Selective.
Yes. So then I talked to myself and I said again, you don't have to react right now, Gary. You get what I'm trying to say, yeah? And then when I left out of that room, that's when I knew that I'd started to change. You get what I'm trying to say? And I knew that it wasn't because I was scared. It's because I've started to value.
Change as a person.
Yeah, I started to value things now. I started thinking, you know what? What's more important to me, Jibo, or my going home to my kids? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what happened. You
How
get
many
me?
kids did you have at that time?
2. No, 1. 2004. Yeah, just 1.
How many you got now?
No, hold on. No, I had 2. Sorry, then.
So how many you got now?
I got 7 now.
MashaAllah. How did that situation, like, with my man finish?
So basically, we didn't
Fizzled out,
Yeah,
basically.
it fizzled out because
Okay,
again, like it was, he respected me enough to know that I'm not going to let you trouble me. You can't come and get me in a headlock like that. You know what I'm saying? You can't do anything to me like physically gonna violate me, because I'd have no choice then. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but all this in between, I had a choice. You get me? And like I says, it was the first time I'd learned that you don't have to always react. Remember, it goes, you build these rules in your head, and I believe they were real. I believed before that if this man does this, I'm going to have to do this. That's what I believed. I genuinely did. But when I learned that, I learned I was lying to myself before too.
Yeah, but look, if you reacted, you might not have been home today, bro.
I know this, like, that was the beginning of my change. That was the beginning of me questioning, why do I do stuff? Do you know what I'm saying? And then...
You know what's really funny? You mentioned ETS.
Yeah,
So
blood.
ETS was a course called the Enhanced Thinking Scheme or Skill.
Skills, enhanced thinking skills.
Is it? Yeah, enhanced thinking skills. So we were on the pilot program when they piloted it.
Yeah.
This was going back, I think, in the early 2000s in youth offenders.
Yeah.
So it was me, one of my brethrens, and a few youths from like Brixton, Stockwell. My brethren, Toothless, Bruce, Joey, I think Little Ging. So they said, look, you want to do this course, you might get the tag them times. So you got home 2 months early.
Yeah.
So 2 months early, I said, yo, cool, man will do it, yeah? So we all went on the course. But bruv, I was like, yo, this course is sick. Do you know why?
Because you had such a thing.
Bro, it made me a better criminal.
Yeah, that's the thing you can do.
Brother, the course made me a better criminal. I was like, yo.
You would do that
So,
if you'd got a devious mind.
Yeah,
You know
so
what I'm
like,
saying?
bro, I'm doing the course and like they're like, not teachers, like the academics teaching you, innit?
Yeah.
And they're so impressed at like the skill, but they don't know we're
What
using
they're
this
teaching,
to become more bigger criminals,
more
you know?
efficient in what you're thinking.
I think they stopped that now. They're thinking
You've
skill.
got different ones like think, stop. Well, it's the same stuff, but just different names.
Different
But you're never going to
package,
be able to stop, being able to use that kind of stuff to benefit you in that, like for instance, when I was in prison, when I was trying to go for parole, you know what they used to say to me? They used to say, we believe you've got management projection skills. So they're saying, I could project myself any way I want you to perceive me. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, hold on a minute. I don't know what you're talking about. That's what I told them. But I do that because you have to be able to learn to do that, because that's a survival tactic. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So I can't tell them I do that because they use it sinister against you, like everything's twisted. You know what I'm saying? They use your intellect against you, your intelligence. If you're smart and that, then they think, rah, he's going to do all this. And that's what you can take from that, because if you've got good intellect, anything that they're teaching you is enhancing your thinking. But that's why sometimes it's not effective, because they don't use it in the right kind of things that relates to our lives like that. They're just doing it as a principle, and then you could take that principle and apply it to your methods for bad things, basically. You get me?
That's what we did with that.
Yeah.
So that was towards the end of your sentence now.
Yeah.
What's the? Let me ask you, obviously, because you went Parkinson and places. People who don't know, they're like the more serious prisons. You know, a lot of lifers, and they're doing life sentences basically. What's the worst thing you saw in prison that you saw, not that you were involved in, you saw?
So what I saw, one time, there was a geezer named Abs, Big up Abs, hopefully he's out now, but basically he had a 5-year IPP, but he'd already done probably about 8 years by then, you get me, And you know, like bear man in jail to take medication in it, on these meds and that, you get me, yeah. So we used to all play poker together, get rid of the time and that, yeah. But there was one next kid on there, like a small little white kid, but he's a bit schizophrenic, you get me, and got some kind of mental health issues, and he's also IPP, you get me. So anyway, we're all playing cards, yeah, and this other geezer, Abs, his hench, like he's about 5'7", but he was about thick, you get me, yeah. So then we was all playing cards, and then basically someone went into that geezer Abs' cell and robbed his medication, yeah. So people at the table was running jokes, said, "Yo, you robbed Abs' meds in it," saying to my man, but running joke, you
Just
get me,
joking
yeah.
about,
But these lot, yeah, all kind of know him a bit better than me, for instance, and Abs and whatever. But anyway, my man's got, I said, I ain't took his stuff, and then Abs has gone up to go and look who's took his stuff. So they're going, "Yo, my man's gonna fuck you up, man. You stole his stuff." He said, "I ain't fucking stole his stuff." But he could see, and he jumped up now, and he's gone and locked himself in his pad on association. So, you know, association. You go lock yourself in your pad association.
the
Means
door
you're,
lock. Yeah.
so he's locked himself in there because he's obviously going like, so them like have realised he's obviously taking this to heart. So they gone to his cell, said, "Nah, I was only joking, you know. Just, no, I swear to you, he was only joking. We got banged up that evening, bro, yeah. Next morning, yeah, you know, they open your doors and in the morning to let you out, yeah. My man, the guy upstairs, the white guy, yeah, has come down with 2 shivs in his hand, bro. Yeah, remember when they open the door. My man's a cleaner. Everyone knows he's just chilling, still sleeping, not like thinking nothing of it. My man's coming to the pad, man, jumped on him, mounted him, bro, and just started stabbing away in his face. He wasn't, you know, like the kind of shit that's a sharp metal to the points. So he's stabbing him all up in the face. Like, my man's still sleeping, you get me? My man's stabbing him up.
So this is
First thing in the morning, so I unlock.
Who's actually getting stabbed?
Abs
Is getting stabbed.
Yeah, remember, he got no beef. Remember, someone stole his medication. He's just gone about like looking back. He's not even going on mad about it. He's not that cared, but but they like made this boy think that my man thought it was
you.
him.
So he might move to you, basically.
Yeah, but they're trying to tell him he was only joking. Remember, all play poker together. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, but my man's head's not right. So he's come out and done that, but he gets a bit weird, more like madder than that. So imagine, yeah. He's making up bare noise. Obviously, my brethren's screaming. Them boys who his friends have run into the cell. They're obviously going to grab my man, yeah, from the corner and said, "Yo, I fucking told you, man, that it was only joking." The boy just sat there and went, "I thought you meant." He said, "All right, then look, you can stab me back. You can stab me back." That's what he said. They said, "You can stab me back. I'm sorry. And obviously, my man's like, "No, I ain't going to stab you back." But
he's mash up, though.
Mash up, man. All bare stabs up in his face, man. Like, all up in his face, bruv. And obviously, he was going for parole. So he didn't even want to do nothing back to my man. He didn't get parole, as you can imagine. Didn't even get parole, bro. That's the worst thing. I've seen lots of other things, but to me, that was the worst because of the dynamic of how it went.
You kind of not involved in it, but you knew everyone.
Yeah, and it also from nothing, like it wasn't. That wasn't supposed to happen like that. Other things happen. It's a bit more, man are going to do that. Man have gone there to rush, man have done this, done that. But that was mad.
So when you're in them like category A and category B, like some of the lifers. Yeah. Because remember, man's been in jail for a long time, bro. So mentally they're taking that medication and whatever, whatnot. So I remember, I was in a category B prison, and one of the man them said to me, he goes, basically these types of jails, because man's got such big sentences, they're doing 30 recs and 25 and 35s.
Yeah.
He said, if a man walks past you every day and says good morning to you, and one day he walks past you and don't say good morning,
that's right.
The other guy might take that, say, "Yo, he's plotting on me," and do a madness, and that's exactly what happened.
That's
exactly what happened. You know what I mean? And whatever. So like, because it's just that environment, bro. It's like it's what they call it. It's just like a trigger, bam, and it's done. Do you understand what I mean? So so you got your 7 IPP.
Yeah.
You moved on to an open prison.
I didn't go to open prisons. I got knocked back open prison twice, and I got straight release from closed conditions.
CCAT.
Category C, Featherstone.
Featherstone, okay. That's your ends more or less.
It's Wolverhampton,
Wolverhampton, yeah. So once you were in them type of jails, but you've made your mind up now and sort my life out when I get out.
Yeah. So basically what happened was, I got moved from Parkhurst then, in 2010 to go to Featherstone. And then when I went to Featherstone, they was having this new thing called violence reduction reps, right? And that was a new thing. I think Featherstone was the first jail to do it, But what these reps were was, they gave us the power basically to resolve the issues in the prison if we could. But the people who got the jobs first of all, people said they're snitches. Because obviously, imagine you're getting to beef with my man, and then they think you're gonna have to go speak to him. What you're gonna go and tell the screws? And certain these man might have just didn't have reps enough. Their reps weren't strong enough, and it basically
squash it,
so it's like these reps could come somewhere, and say you and my man had a fight, then the rep will come and say, oh, is it cool? You're gonna allow the beef, and you say, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
But then when you're walking off, the other man is saying, yo, don't listen to my man, fuck up my man. When you see him, you know, it goes already, blood. He's like, oh shit, the man said I gotta do it, blood. So I gotta do it. You get me, So that was what was happening. But what it was now, I was thinking, right, I'm IPP. That job would do good for me because I could be able to get around the prison, get red band and that. So I said,
get your parole.
So I said to them, give me the job, I says, because no one can say I'm a snitch. That's a number one fact, And number two is this, if I go somewhere and I say to a man, yo, is the beef done, rare, they're not going to say to me, yeah, it's done, and then go and move to my house. Because what I was doing was this. I was saying to man, look, you know we're all cool. Because remember, I'm cool with everyone. I'm not in a gang. I've just done that kind of stuff, but I'm not in a gang. So I'm saying to them, listen, I don't care if you want to move to my man because it's you that's beef, but I'm just saying to you, if we can resolve this, because I would pretend that my man's saying he's not on it, but my man's saying when he sees him, he's going to fuck him up. That's what he said to me.
Exactly,
but he's chatting shit. You can tell people chat rubbish. He's just saying that because he thinks he needs to say it. So what I'd do is I'd go to the other one and I'd pretend that my man ain't really on it. But he's obviously, he's to say it's a face thing, innit? You don't want to think he's not on it and you're not on it. So if you're not on it, and then when he says, so if he's not on it, and then I'll go back and say that he's
playing politics, innit?
That's what I did, you get me? And I used my relationships with them because we're all cool. I said, listen, bro, don't put me in this. I said, because imagine, I go tell my man it's blessed. Then you move to him, it's going to look like I did it, and then you're going to call me into this. And I'm IPP fam, I'm trying to go home, blood. Don't get me in it. So it's not like don't get me in it because I'm not in it. It's more don't get me in it. But brethren, like if you want to move to man, just say.
Don't backstab me, basically.
Yeah, and then some men would like to say, no, when I see man, I'm going to do this. And all I would do, I go back to the staff and say, what we do, we do a management plan, where you just have them moving at different times. I said, because you know what, peer pressure is too much for certain people to handle. And that's what I do there.
Okay.
And what happens is time goes by
you
forget about it. That's normal. Something else happens, and then this is what we did. Basically, as the people come on, they come onto a reception wing, and that jail was mainly beef between Johnny's Burgers and that kind of conflict because of Brum. You get me? So what I would do, as soon as they come onto the wing of the induction, I'd go and find out what area they came from. Once I know what area, I'd hear the name. Then I'd hear the name. I'd go and speak to the man on the wing and say, "Who's my man?" And then I'd analyze how they're speaking about the scenario, and then I would resolve their issues before they get off this wing. You understand what I'm saying? Because ultimately, man don't want to have static every day.
They want to go home, innit?
They want to go home.
Once in the category, see you're close to home.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? But man ain't losing no face out here. Man would rather stay here extra than lose face. That's the problem. But what I was doing, I was using my popularity with people, my good relationships, and basically manipulating them to do good rather than do bad. You get what I'm saying? And it worked, man. The whole jail got into a homeowner estate. You get what I'm trying to say? Until could resolve all the things rapid, you know what I'm trying to say? And then boom, that's why I got out. That's how I actually got out of prison, because I could evidence the reducence in violence in the prison.
They knocked you back on the first parole?
First two paroles. But they were just for open prison conditions because police didn't like me in it. So what the police kept doing is coming into my parole hearings using a non-disclosure act, which is usually for terrorists and stuff like that, and they're just manipulating the parole board. They're just saying all this. I don't know what they're saying because I wasn't allowed to listen to what they say. It's called a non-disclosure, so I don't know what you said, but you're just chatting shit. I just know that.
So what year did you actually get the parole on Land Road?
2013, the first time. And I told I got recalled after 5 months.
So how long did you do from the thing?
7 years, from 2006 to 2013, innit?
Okay, so but you landed road and got recalled again? Yeah,
so I got out, I got recalled over that application.
The insurance thing you said at the start.
But then imagine what they did, it got deep, man. So by this point, my head had gone west.
Well, let me just for the viewers.
Yeah.
So you got your parole, out
2013, living good. I was selling patties. I had a patty business, Jamaican patties.
How long are you on recall for? 30-day lie down? Or?
No, when you get recalled on IPP, you're in jail to forever until you get parole. So you have to stay in jail until they resolve this court case. All the court case was driving with no insurance and whatever it was. So here what I did, blood. Because I couldn't get on parole because I got these pending charges. I pleaded guilty to the pending charges so I could get out on parole. Quickly, but then they knocked back my parole again for another 6 months. And then when I got out, I went back to the court and told the court I wasn't guilty. So imagine I pleaded guilty in a court. Then I got back out and I went to the court and said I wasn't guilty. I pleaded guilty under duress. They said duress from who? I said the police. They said, how are you going to prove that? You know how I proved it, blood? I got the recordings from the car insurance people showing the police just phoned them up. And the reason why they done that, yeah, is because when I got out, yeah, the same police officers, remember people trying to shoot me, bro. I'm not justifying anything that I did and didn't do, yeah? But what I'm saying is, my particular case what I got convicted for, they were trying to shoot me and kill me at the end of the day. Like, that is the facts, you know what I'm saying? But they flipped it all around, yeah? And then they stitched me up, made me get the big sentence, all the rest of it, and then they're stitching me up all the way through my prison time. Remember, they're coming into my parole hearings, doing all this stuff. Bro, the day I got out of prison, yeah, I went to probation, bro. The police are there, the same ones who stitching me up, but now they've got this thing called the Guns and Gangs team, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm on the register, you know what I'm saying, yeah? So when he's come out, he's gone, Gary, what it is now, I want to put my hand, shake your hand, you've done well, you've got out of prison, and let's put all that stuff behind us, yeah? And he says, I've got a TV programme coming up soon, yeah? And I want you to be on the TV programme, he says, because you're one of the most reformed, people of the West Midlands, XYZ, blah, 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 blah. I said, are you mad? I said, I don't fucking like you, blood. I said, are you stupid? I said, you stitched me up for how long? Like, I couldn't believe it. I was actually blown away. Like, I genuinely didn't. I couldn't believe he said this. I said, are you mad? I said, I would never in my life do anything that could benefit you, like you. He's like, Gary, don't have to get like this. I said, I don't give a fuck. I said, you're mad. I was agitated now by this point. Yeah,
so 7-8 years in pen.
Do you understand? And this guy wants to talk like this. So I got up here and I just left basically. But this built a battle line between me and them.
Okay.
Then
so the insurance thing happened.
Yeah, because they did all that because they wanted to know where I had patties, selling Jamaican patties. And they wanted to know where I was getting the patties from. I said, London. They said, well, how do we know you're going to London to get patties? Because you're saying so. I said, let me get this straight. You want me to tell you where I get them from so that you can go there and go and telling me from the Guns and Gangs list and you want to introduce yourself. You want to mash up my business relationship. So I ain't telling you nothing unless it's got to do with guns or gangs. If it's not, then I'm not interested. Yeah. They don't like that. They didn't like me being so confrontation. So they locked me up again.
So when you got recalled the first time,
I got out.
2013, how long? 6 months you were inside?
10 months.
10 months.
And then listen, I got out though. It's deep, I got out and I was out for 5 weeks this time. I couldn't eat food because I knew they was going to lock me back up. The reason why is because of what they're writing in my parole thing. They're making out that I'm something that I'm not.
You're still active, basically.
They're just making me out to be like just something that I'm not, basically, yeah. And then what I knew is they're going to lock me back up. And then imagine, I started to show everybody all the evidence of how I'm being stitched up. You know what people were saying to me? I understand what you're saying, Gary. I can read it and see it, but you're a life sentence and you need to calm down. You need to just say you're sorry and not so you can get back out. My brain is fraying. I'm thinking, nah. So when I got out, I knew they were going to lock me up. So imagine I've got out. I'm in a hostel. Now, on my Oasis, for people that don't know, that's like your risk assessment, you get me? I've got 0 for drugs.
You're a mapper or anything?
There's a mapper too, yeah. But I've got 0 for drugs on my thing. Never had a drug issue, yeah. So then I come back to the hostel, and just part of the hostel is to take drug tests, just random ones, you get me? So I had McDonald's, bro, and they said to me, do you want to do a drug test? I said, I did a test, I'm just going to eat my food whilst it's warm. They said, if you do eat your food but not do any test. I said, well, that's your business. They said, well, that's going to be your refusal. I said, but I ain't refusing, so I just ate the food. I went to bed. See, the very next morning, boom, 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 the police knocking on my door. I said, what's wrong? They said, oh, you're under arrest, recall. I said, for what? They said, poor behaviour. I didn't even know what I'd gone to jail for, blood. I'm in jail for 3 weeks waiting for this Annex A form to come for them to tell me what I'm doing in jail. When I read that, bro, imagine I'm a big grown man, yeah? And now I'm in jail because I ate McDonald's and people are telling me that this is right. This is where my life started to change. So imagine now I'm in jail again for another 10 months. But this is where my life really changed now. I'll tell you how I got to where I'm at now. So I was in there now. Imagine what that feels like, being back in jail, knowing they was going to lock you up. They've actually done locked you up. You'd now found out it was over McDonald's. And in your parole papers, this is what it says. Are you recommending his release? It says no. Because first and foremost, he needs to accept the first time we locked him up was lawful. Bro, I was using the appeal system against my first lock. So they was basically telling me, I must give up on my pursuit of saying they done me a wrong the first time round to get out this time. Bro, how mentally strong do you have to
massive,
be,
yeah.
right, to be able to say, you know what I said to them? I said, fuck you. I said, I'll stay in jail till the end of time before I accept anything. I said, because I can't have a life like this. I said, you lot messed up, yeah, by letting me out for not long enough. You haven't made me like my life enough yet to try with using these kind of things on me, do you get what I'm trying to say? So I'm like, nah. So then basically, I'm sitting there back in jail, yeah, on this thing, and they're saying all this stuff, you get me? So then at that point, yeah, I was in jail and it was coming close to Christmas, yeah. And you know the film that comes on every year, Moses, you know, like the old, I don't know if you never watched it, it's like Moses, it tells the story of Moses, yeah, it's like comes on Christmas every year. I was watching it now, yeah, and then basically Moses gets, comes from the Egyptians and tries to say he's going to free the Israelites, and the Israelites like, why would he listen to you, man? You get me, you're an Egyptian. He goes, I don't, I said, why would God listen to you? He says, I don't know, I am who I am. Blood. When I heard those words, I am who I am, it's like my body charged up from my feet through to my top of my soul. And it said to me, you're God's child and no one can't do this to you. Remember I told you all my life I fought everything except for when that guy did that. It's the first time I ever dealt with something. And this is something I couldn't actually manage. I didn't know how to fight. And something popped in my brain and said, yo, you're God's child. No one can do this to you. And it's like my mind said, yo, press the bell. Right, as it went like that, I pressed the bell. So I want to go library. Went to the library. When I went to the library, I'm saying I want the Archibald and I want this and I want that. My brain was just telling me what to pick and you can read. I started reading the stuff. Then I started to understand my sentence, the IPP. Yeah. Then I started watching things on the TV, blood. And I'm watching something about Tudor times, yeah. But it's telling you about how the kings lost their power, to how the courts got done through the Magna Carta and all this. So I'm learning how laws are working, all this stuff. And bro, it's like I was just being downloaded bare information to fight them.
The system, yeah.
Yeah. Blood, I wrote a letter to the Theresa May at the time, fam. 9 pages long, explaining how laws work, explaining how power is shared from the Queen to the Prime Minister to the Secretary of State. And I'm saying, look, when someone recalls me, they're using your power, yeah? But what they're supposed to do is follow etiquette and do it correctly to make sure everything is lawful with the right intent. I said, I'm showing you now that all of these are not doing that. So if they lock me up again, I'm taking you to court, just you, no one else, because it's your power. Bro, they started to set off a thing, man. They didn't know how to handle me, didn't know how to handle, write back my letters and all this. Because remember, when they're answering me, they got to speak to the police. Got
to actually answering the letters,
of course, man, I had to, blood. Listen, I nailed everybody, bro. This is how deep it got, yeah? I was under so much pressure from the police doing so much different things, bro. What I did is I collated all the evidence, yeah, what they was doing against me, yeah? Then I went to the MPs. So when I got out, I went to go and see the local MPs and I showed them everything. And everyone's saying, I can understand what you're saying. But it's so perplexed for them all. They don't get
it themselves.
Yeah, but they can clearly see what I'm showing them. But in order for them to answer me, they kept having to speak to the police station, having to speak to them to find out what's going on. Then I think it became evident that people are messing with me, you know what I'm trying to say? And so it got to the point where they kept going to my house because I kept getting paranoid, and every time they kept coming to my house for reviews or whatever it is, I'm flipping. I'm saying, yo, what you coming here for? Because I'm paranoid of them. So I was at work this particular day now, and then I remember writing all these mad letters, yeah. Then I was at work and I had a food shop at the time, yeah. And the police knew it, so it was my shop, so they knew. So they went to my house. So because they went to my house, I got paranoid because I'm thinking, why would you go to my house if you know I'm at work? So then I got shook, phoned the police, yeah, and I said, listen, I'm shook, I'm scared, I'm frightened. They said, of who? I said, of the police. They said, what do you mean you're scared? I said, listen, man, I'm a citizen in this country, and yet I'm frightened. I said, right now, the police have been to my house, and now my bottom's sweating. I'm under beer pressure. I can't think straight. And why are they going to my house? They're going to stitch me up. I said, because there's no reason for them to go to my house. They're saying, calm down. They're trying to be calm down, but I'm doing it on purpose, though. I'm doing this on purpose, you get me? But I put the phone down. 10 minutes later, the police phoned me, and they said, listen, Gary, yeah, we went to your house because we knew you wouldn't be there. Because we know that when you see us, you get agitated and it provokes you. So we thought, if we go to your house, we can say we've gone to go and see you, but you wasn't there. So then I said, nah, I just switched it up, you get me, yeah? And at this time, I was putting freedom of information requests in and stuff. So I'm asking, I want to know all the colour of the people on the guns and gangs list. This is what I started to ask them. These are the kind of things I started to do to them, bruv. They started refusing my requests and that, yeah? So then they come to me and said, listen, Gary, you're taking off all the guns and gangs list. You're not on no guns and gangs list. You're not on no registers. We can no longer manage you no more because you run low risk, yeah? And no more police interference.
So this is after the second recall?
Yeah, second recall.
How long was second recall?
10 months again.
10 months.
So another 10 months again.
So you done nearly
another
2
years. That's what I'm saying, for nothing. That's why my head went west. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I did something and went to jail, that's cool, because when it's all said and done, I have to look myself in the mirror and say, you was acting up.
Yeah.
So that's what happens. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. But when you don't do nothing,
yeah, exactly.
how do you face
violation.
yourself in it? Yeah, because it's just pure violation. That's all it is.
So now we're like around 2016.
Yeah, so because I had my food shop then, you get me? So I opened a Jamaican food shop because I wanted to change the way people viewed me in it. I didn't want to be on bro. I'm not on that stuff no more.
Yeah.
So I had a food shop for 2 years, obviously.
So this is where your life changed.
So
You ain't been to jail back after that.
Nah, not since then now. So from there now, I've progressed now to how I've got to where I've got to currently, and to why my IPP's been taken off.
Yeah, so once you open your food shop, what you selling, like, you know, the traditional Jamaican food, oxtail rice,
all that kind of stuff, yeah.
So once you start doing that, how, obviously now you've kind of made a decision now, you're never going back on road.
Yeah.
So you've left the drug dealing alone,
Left
everything.
the drug dealing, yeah. It phased out. I had to phase out my behaviour, and it phased out my old habits. So there's all phasing out. As soon as I got my shop, I'm phasing out now, because I'm just working all the time, 12 hours, 14 hours a day. So now I'm not associating with my old social, not where they are. Do you know what I mean? Because I started to feel a bit insecure as well, because all my money had gone into the shop, and then I'm cooking, and I always smell like chicken and that, and then, like, you know, say for instance, wakes was happening, someone might be having a part of a wake or something, and you know, like, everyone goes with their nice clothes on and all that. Yeah,
But you're going to deliver food.
Yeah, and when they're coming from the shop, just to show my face, but I can smell the food on myself. Do you know what I'm saying? As opposed to all the nice smells of everyone. So, and I imagine this is what secured my change as well. I was at this place here, and bare people was there, and I felt very insecure because I didn't have the things that I used to have, and that, and all the people I seen that had them things, and I was genuinely going, like, saying to myself, "Bro, man, fucking, I need some stuff. Yeah, I need some things." I was like, contemplating, and then a next man come up to me and he goes, "Yo, Jibo, I rate you, you know." He says, "Because how have you been able to do it?" He's saying, because he said, "I've got money," and these men have got money. You get what I'm saying? He says, "I've got money." He says, "I've got ideas. I've got this." He says, "But I just can't stop. I can't do it." He says, "You get to wake up every day. You get to beef. And you just did it because you wanted to."
Yeah, exactly.
No one shot me. No one run me off the road. I didn't take drugs or nothing.
Exactly,
I chose that. It wasn't good for me, because it's a waste man life. Like, look at them, man. They live scared. They live frightened. Man my age can't go out. Yeah, they can, but their mind tells them they can't. They have to form tree, man. What you saying? You going rare? They still don't care if the person's going. They want to go, but they can't go alone. They're living some crazy lives.
Bro, I know bros were like, say, 45, 50 selling drugs. And don't get me wrong, they're making money, but I'm like, bro, what type of life is that?
It's horrible, man.
That's a mad lifestyle, and I could never rate that. You know, just what I mean.
I didn't know that you would feel different without that. You know what I'm saying? So when I was going through these phases, that said that, yeah. But when he was saying that to me, I thought, raw. That's God talking to me again now, telling me, listen, man, stick on what you're doing, yeah? People admiring that you've made that change, you know what I'm saying? That was when I just had a food truck. That was before I started doing the mentoring. Then I started to do mentoring for 14 to 18-year-olds, because my other cousin, he's done like 19 years, yeah, and he got out of prison, and luckily he just landed on something where he became an anti-knife crime trainer, what I do. But he then also got this contract with Dudley Council, working with young people, and then he just brought me on, basically gave me a job, because he knows I'm good at working with people like that. And then from there, I saw that people could come from prison, and you could build something back in your community and make it be effective. Like, we had 100% success rate with basically building rapport. Because some people, you can't even build a rapport with them.
Yeah, because the kids don't want to know.
Don't want to know nothing at all. We had 100% success because of where we came from, where we speak, the way we look, you get me, yeah? And then I started to see the power in what that was, and unfortunately my cousin ended up getting locked back up, went back to jail. So since then I carried on. So I became an anti-knife crime trainer like 4.5 years ago. So I'm commissioned now by the West Midlands Police Crime Commissioner to go into all the schools across the whole West Midlands, and I deliver workshops around being groomed for crime. I teach them about joint enterprise.
Wow.
I teach them about the emotional impact that knife crime has on you and your people who love you, as well as the victims, yeah? I teach them about my childhood. I tell them about what I've been through, the impact it had on me, and how I made bad choices, and I plead with them to make better choices than I do. Do you know what I'm saying? So that there now is like my calling. So I've been doing that for the last 4.5 years, as well as mentoring for 14 to 18-year-olds in between. So I've done projects where the VRP, which is like the Violence Reduction Partnership, was give me 5 kids that are basically committed 33 offences, 7 months leading up to me working with them. And then 7 months after me working with them, they committed just 3 offences, you know what I'm saying? Reduced them by 90%, you know what I'm saying? So this is what I do now.
What I mean is, like, you see, especially when they're that young as well, you can kind of like try to reason with them. You've been through it, man.
Yeah.
You've done like what you've done about 10 years behind the door.
I've done 13 and a half.
13 and a half years behind the door, bro. That's
It's a long time, innit?
You know, so some of these youths, you have to respect that. You understand what I mean? And whatever. So sometimes you get people that are very negative, like, you know, they kind of still look at you as, he's just ex-criminal.
Yeah.
But man, I'm like, bro, you're doing more good than these guys could even ever imagine.
Yeah.
Just know what I mean? You know, when you get a young youth hit you up and tell you he watched one of your shows and like he's kind of like he wants to leave the road now and blah blah blah.
Do that,
that's inspirational, bro.
This is what I say to them now. So imagine I've got a TikTok page for Brave Gary, yeah.
What's it called? Brave Gary.
Brave Gary.
The link's in the description box below.
Yeah, so what I do is I go to the school and then I get the teacher to give feedback about what the session was just like. And if the kids have got permission to go on there, I'll put a 1-2 picture of them on there. But if you read the comments of what the kids saying or what parents message me say, Gary, I don't know what it is that you've said to my child, but they've come home and they're saying they're ready to change their life. She's saying, Gary, I can't thank you enough because I was really worried about them. This particular woman said, I've got 2 boys, one in year 8, one in year 9. She said, I've constantly been trying to help them and tell them, but they're not having it. She says, but you've come home, both of them, because they both had the thing, yeah, and both of them are saying, look, now I want to change. This guy, Gary, came in and he explained, anyone change. Bare parents, like now, what I've got now on my thing, people are messaging me and telling me about their traumatic story and that they want to do what I want to do. So now I'm going to create a platform for them to be able to do into schools like me. But so I'm going to create a program like Between Us Training so that I can help them deliver it effectively like how I do, so that I can get people to turn their trauma into art, basically.
So positive.
Yes, I'm saying, so you're taking something negative, because if you can take trauma and make it positive, you know what it helps you, because it makes you feel like it wasn't all for nothing. Maybe there was a purpose why I had to go through what I went through, so I could be strong enough to help others get through stuff. That's a better way to look at life than, man, this has always happened to me and why, I don't know why, I don't know why.
That's not going to get you nowhere.
It's not going to get you nowhere, but what it is a lot of people don't have the opportunity to find this kind of outlet, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know it existed, it's new to me, so all I want to do is share that with others. Imagine, when I was in prison just like 10 years ago, let's just say I was in prison 10 years ago, my head was up my arse to get me out. I thought the police was out to get me. I didn't know what I was going to do with life. I never imagined I could come out and do what I'm doing. So imagine how much people are sitting there just like me, or even out here, thinking they can't do nothing, that they have no value to give, they do.
Because you're feeding,
they just need to be inspired.
Because when you're in that environment, you're feeding the negativity, more negativity.
Man,
you understand what I mean? So you got to try to feed some positivity into it. You understand what I mean? So like for me, this podcast thing, I enjoy it, bro. Like we're sitting here laughing and catching joke, you know, and whatever, talking off camera, whatever, whatnot. So it's like, for me, it's like it kind of helps me. You understand what I mean? Like in itself. So So you know, like I said, you got podcasters out there that have never lived that life, never been in prison or whatever. But so when we're talking, like it's like a therapy, bro.
That's exactly.
Like you know, Lewis Clark. That's what he said on my podcast. He goes, bro, it's like a therapy, bro. You understand?
It is,
and it's deep, you know. And a lot of people can't do this, bro.
Nah.
Like, you know, see what you like. For example, I always get asked to public speak. Yeah, I've done it once. I didn't. You know, you got to get into it.
Yeah.
So, but then, bro, you're a podcaster though. But I'm like, bro, when we're podcasting in a room, it goes out online later, bro. You know what's there? There's not like 1,000 man in here, and whatever. So I'm like, but public speaking, bro, I rate you for that. Do you understand what I mean? And bro, trust me, when you're talking to these, like, you know, these youths live, and they understand that, bro, you've been there, you've done it. You might not even get through to them, but there's more chance you're gonna get through than some joke.
You do get through to them, because you know what it is, Imagine now, so when you're there and they ask you something, say something, I can answer fluently because I've been in and done it. I'm not referring to things, I'm talking from memory, and if it's not my memory, it's my close friend or someone I know. I'm just saying. So if I didn't do it or didn't understand, I know a man who did. So then when you're giving these things, it gives them a clearer picture. So what it is with me, I do not go into school or go into any kind of setting, be a mentor, and say to the young youth, yeah, don't do this, don't do that, you'll go prison. Because that don't work, because obviously we've been saying that for ages.
Well, they're going to do that anyway.
Do you understand?
Yeah,
So what I
exactly,
do instead is I'll use things called Socratic questioning. So I lead them to where I want them to go. So argument's sake, I might say to a young person, yo, you man listen to this drill music all the time, innit? You love it, innit? You love it, don't you? Yeah, I love it. I say, yeah, man. So I then check this, yeah. Would you be gassed, yeah, if you could become a drill artist? They're like, yeah, of course. I said, all right then. Say, imagine you're so successful, yeah, that you could buy your mum a yard. I said, would you be happy? Would you feel successful? He said, yeah. I said, imagine you could buy a nice car and you was living good. Yeah, would you be happy with that? Yeah, standard. I go, okay then, cool. Do you agree with me, yeah, that drill music causes death and serious harm and violence to people? Would you agree that's true or not? They go, yeah. Okay then, cool. So let me ask you a question, real talk. When you pass away and die, and God comes to you, if there is God, and he asks you, should I let you into heaven, knowing that you know the music that you created caused this much harm and death? Should I let you into heaven? Do you know what every kid has said to me? What do you think?
No.
They say no, but then look at me like, no.
It's
And
true,
they
it's common
they're
sense.
they're like, yo. Then I'll do things like this. Then I say, look, man, you man are rolling around with swords. You're rolling around with ZK knives, doing all this madness here. I said, be honest. How old are you? They go like 15. I said, okay, cool. So imagine now you went home one day. And like, yeah. I said, and your mum's got a new boyfriend. And like, yeah. I says, but you found out that he's just come out of jail because he killed a child. I said, do you want that man in your yard? Like, no. I said, how would you feel? So I said, what would you do to get him out of the house? I would do this, I would do that. I say, cool. So you're telling me if you got a business and someone come for a job and you just found out to come out of jail for killing a child, you wouldn't get in the job? No, of course I wouldn't get in the job. I said, why? Because we don't like child killers. We don't rate that. We don't respect that, do we? He goes, no. I said, all right then, boom. So you see the people you're beefing with, yeah? They're roughly your age, innit? Like, you get, yeah, you're like probably 15, 16, 17, innit? Go, yeah. I said, all right then. Real talk, bro, be honest. When you back out your knife on a man and you try to hurt them and this and that, are you really trying to kill them or not? They go, nah, I'm not trying to kill them. I say, but do you know if you accidentally kill somebody, yeah, in these incidents that you take place, what are you going to become? And they just look at you like, yo. I say it. What are you going to become? Child killer. And is that what you want? I'm saying, listen, I don't know your life yet, so I'm not here to judge you, bro. I get me. I'm just saying, is this what you want for yourself? They say no. I say, so what we're going to do to make sure that this don't happen? This is what I want to talk to you about. This is what I want
engage with them in a
this
conversation.
Is what I want to understand, you get me? Because I don't know what you're going through, but what I do want to know is that what you want to be? And then they say no. I say, do you know this, yeah? Can you imagine your mum, yeah, taking a day off work, losing a pay, yeah, to take you to go and visit someone else's child who's killed someone's child or stabbed them up? They go, no. I say, so you wouldn't expect one of your friends' mums to come and take a day off work to come and see you in prison, would you? They go, no. I say, so if you got a friend right now, yeah, that if you went to prison for the next 3 years, could guarantee send you £25 a week for the next 3 years? Be honest. They go, nope. I say, so let me get this straight. Not only will you roll for a man, you will stab a man, you'll chop a man, yeah? Knowing that no one's going to come and visit you, no one's going to write to you, no one's going to send you any money. Can you make this make sense to me, please? 'Cause I'm trying to understand. They're like, nah, man, you man have to deep it differently, man. You do.
That's the way you got to get through to them.
But
bro.
I'm saying because I'm just trying to understand. I'm just asking you a question.
Exactly. You're trying to trigger their thoughts.
Their thoughts. That's what I'm doing. I'm asking you because this doesn't make no sense. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And that's how I work with them.
Maybe like, you know, like they go home and think about it as well.
They
like
do,
what you said,
of course they do, because I build off that now. I build off that. So what it is with me, I have a mental mirror of what I've talked to you about and how you, what kind of things you do, and then I always work around those things. Like some kids, yeah, they like speak like this. Oh, fuck this, man, and they're always doing that. So when I'm in the car with them, we're doing that mental, and you go on like that, I say, bro, see when you speak like that, yeah, how does it make you feel? As opposed to saying, oh, I went to the park the other day and I seen some balloons on there. I say something stupid like, you know, like just explain the difference in how you feel by that thing. And they go, obviously feels. I say, so when you're being all aggressive, speaking like that, yeah, you're putting yourself into a mind frame. So all it takes is to anyone to say anything to you, you're already going to speak to them like that. And that's why you keep on speaking to your dad like that. And this is what your dad doesn't like. And then you end up in a conflict because you and your dad have the same attitude. You feel like he's being rude. He feels like you're being rude. And this is why you're having conflict
yeah.
because you're already doing these things before we get to the house. So you don't recognize how you're speaking and why your dad's taking offense because you're doing this too often. So it's becoming normal for you.
Exactly.
And that's
Disrespect.
what I say. Disrespect. I say, look how you're speaking to me. Yo, fuck off, shut up. I'm saying, bro, you know when you be disrespectful for a bit, there's this thing called practice makes perfect. So when you're pretending something here for so long, it's the same as practice. So when you're pretending to be bad, you're pretending to do this thing, you're actually going to become it. It's going to become, and you're going to become good at it. So you're going to become really sharp with the things that you say, and your own friends and family members are going to take offense, and you're going to argue with your own people, but you're not going to understand why because you've been doing this all the time. And this is what I show them. That's the way how I teach people. I don't attack what you do. I'm just saying, look, this is what's doing.
You got a good strategy, bro.
Yeah, that's what I do because I'm just leaving it open. You get what I'm trying to say? Because like I says, I've been through a mad life, innit? So I can't be judging what you're doing, what you're doing. That's not my thing. My thing is I want to show you what it looks like. So that means if that's what you're doing, at least know what you're getting.
Yeah, exactly. If you're going to do it, do it.
Do it. I'm just saying, but actually know what you're getting.
Know what you're getting yourself into.
Or if you know something different to me, to what I'm telling you, how you can avert all this, fair enough.
Yeah, you know what? That is a good strategy because you know what is you're not like kind of like talking down to them. You're engaging with them in conversation.
Yeah.
What I want to do, the last few minutes has been an amazing podcast.
Yeah, man, thanks.
But just tell the people what you're doing in the near future, what your plans are, and a message for the youth before you sign out.
Okay. So what I'm doing right now is anti-knife crime trainer. So I'm still going to all the schools. And what I'm specifically doing now, I'm going to start up my own CIC, which is a community investment company. I'm currently on a program that when that finishes, I then start getting my funding so I can deliver these projects in and around my community more effectively. And what I want to do, I want to reach out to people who's like me, who's been through stuff, not necessarily prison, just had a adverse life and they've managed to get through their adversity, I would like to reach out to people like that and reach out to me so we can create something here that gives more back to our community of people who have overcome adversity instead of always highlighting people who don't overcome it, always highlighting that when your life mess up, you stay messed up because there's so much people who have aspired past their adversity, but they're a bit embarrassed to tell people about their past now because they think people might judge them for it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So not a lot of young people are getting enough people to be inspired by. So I want to get things like that. And for young people, what I would say is that you need to choose the people that you spend your time with better. You know what I'm saying? Because I would say my problems, although I was naughty, I was influenced by the other people, you get me? So there's the old saying says this, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. So that's one thing that you have to take on board. You can have a friend who has gone involved in things that you wouldn't do, but you just don't plan with them, don't plan to go places and do stuff with them because your life will slip into their life. You know what I'm saying? And that's the best I can say. You have to choose the right kind of social circle to be with.
No, man, it's been a good podcast, bro. And you know what? I appreciate you coming down.
Respect, man.
I know it was a bit of a mission for you guys because you're in the Midlands.
But
my respect, and like I said, it was a real podcast. It was
man.
good. Like I said, you've walked that life, and you've come out on the other side now. A lot of people don't come out on the other side. Before I go, guys, again, like I said, it's been an amazing podcast, and this platform here. Anyone that comes on here is verified. This is a true crime, real life podcast. This ain't an entertainment channel, You bring on someone where you're just talking nonsense about knocking at 10 people or 20 people in a nightclub. This is not that type of platform. This is real, this is real life and it's real trauma. And anyone that comes on here and everyone that's been on here, they will tell you the same thing, that life, in the end, it just leads to trauma and drama, and that's it. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll be back soon. Peace. Guys, today's podcast is in partnership with Stone & Co Solicitors, experts in serious and complex criminal matters. If you have a criminal matter that you need help with or you've been arrested and want the best representation, contact the number below or drop them an email. All the information is on the screen below, as you can see. Stone & Co can offer specialist criminal defense services on a private basis or legal aid, so you don't pay nothing. And as a promotional offer, they're offering a case review in person or over the phone, free of charge, no obligation, no fees, and they'll take a look at your case, guys.